as you were just mentioning, I mean, WGS, if they start to rack up wins with compositions like this, foregoing that Silva, especially on a map like Ascent where there's just such an easy setup for Silva, they're going to make a statement. And they have been skipping out on the Silva a little bit coming into stage 2. We'll see if it pays off, though. They are up against Vision Strikers, and this curveball could work either way.
All right, let's see what they got for us here. As WGS are first on the defense, Vision Strikers looking to attack.
Yep, nothing too crazy, of course, with Astra being on that side as well. The stars are set up pretty far deep into A main as well, so Vision Strikers not wanting to take any risks, and they never really do, right? They don't act until they have information. And I think this is the biggest difference between VS and a lot of these other teams that are kind of teetering on the top side of Korea is it's not that they're just patient, but they make sure they get information and then they react to it rather than just running the clock down.
Yeah. Oh. Are you ready? See that boom bot. There's a corner check. He's going in. He's trying to get the right clicks, but doesn't manage to make a connection. Now they're pushing on the back of the Paranoia. A little bit of damage coming through, but they're just going to charge straight through the dark cover. They find Jin Bung-hee. Han now holding things down at the back of sight. Spots out one. Tries to go for the push. Gets the headshot. Follows up for a second. Glow does fall. RB still alive. But Zest manages to come up with another one. XPP coming around from behind out of tree. There's quite a bit of damage to offer up. Blind not going to connect. Nade now going in. The spike's got to be planted pretty damn soon here, but won't get the opportunity. XPP cuts him down. As RB falls, WGS will claim the first round.
Now, of course, if you follow Vision Strikers, pistol round, not
a shock.
Not a big deal. It was a bit shocking that Glow wasn't able to get that trade, but again, at the end of the day, them losing the pistol round, it doesn't really say too much other than, honestly, if you're going to beat Vision Strikers, this is probably your best bet, is taking the pistol round and hopefully the bonus round as well, just to get a bit of momentum, get a bit of earlier economy going for yourselves. And WGS, they know that. They're not shying away. You know, they're going for all the Spectres here. It looks like Han maybe foregoing that, just saving up for that third round.
Very forward hold here as they inch through the archway. Han just going to be chilling in the smoke for now. XPP tries to gain some information here with those Hawks, try to get that sound confirmation that people are in fact being blinded. That is one of the concerns that I do have for WGS without the Silva, is the information gathering is severely more limited for them.
Yeah, I mean, the only kind of safe way to really do it is either the Boombot or, like you said, the guiding light coming up from Sky. And I mean, Sky, sure, you have 3 charges, but for the Boombot, if you're using it only to get information once at the very beginning, doesn't feel that great.
Exactly. Smoke coming out as bullets come flying up to Boiler. XPP will manage to find King. Quite a bit of damage dealt. Jin Bung-hee, if he decides to push the smoke, this could be absolutely massive. They're not really watching him too closely. He's playing this out patiently, listening to the footsteps. Here's them rotating back over towards B main. Smoke will come out. Ashira gonna be spotted. Goes for the push. There's 2 lined up for him. Looks for the third. Manages to find it. Jin Bung-hee will deny him a fourth. It's a flawless round here for WGS to take the second.
Wow, okay. Well, listen, again, you expect them to win the round, but you also have to win the round, especially if you're going up against, you know, a harder team. So WGS, and they're also playing pretty patient. I mean, they kind of touted themselves in interviews as, you know, we're an aggressive team, like we like Ascent because we're aggressive, things like that. And yet, you know, they have very good discipline so far, right? We're not pushing up that mid-smoke earlier, coming out from Jin Bung-hee, just waiting to hear confirmation. So while we did talk about them not having too many tools to get confirmed information, they are using everything else in their disposal to wait and gather the intel they want to react on the side of defense.
Seth's just looking to clear out a little bit, doesn't find too much. Gravity well burned here over towards Gelato. The shock dart's not finding value. Just holding this angle as the shots start coming through. Thermal will spot him on. Tossing the blind out. He tries to dodge it. Can't quite get turned around fast enough. Han finding a kill.
WGS ready now on the side of B, but Not
ready
much.
for this market push
Yeah, the
necessarily.
market is where they need to be watching. Jinbing is starting to consider, oh, maybe I gave it up a bit too early, and here we
Drop
go.
down. Yeah, wasn't quite ready for that. No eyes at all on that market. Could be another Nebula coming up. RB pressing through the smoke. Oh man, instantly latches onto Hashira's head. Gets the kill. Now RB just looking to zone back with the blast packs in case anybody's pushing aggressively. Spike gets planted, and things look good for Vision Strikers here on the defense with the man advantage. RB a bit low. Looks like XPP maybe wanting to just check B main. Won't get the confirmation though as the Hawk does get destroyed. A 1-for-1 exchange. They look to approach the site. Blind not going to catch RB as he sits inside the Nebula. Glow holding the angle will get traded out as Han comes out on top of that exchange, but the cleanup is there. Vision Strikers, they hold on to 2 rifles, so definitely not as clean as they would have liked.
Yes.
Definitely not as clean as it was looking like it was going to be, given the man advantage as the spike got planted, but they still get the round win.
Yeah, and again, Vision Strikers, obviously when they're dominant, they're very dominant, but at the end of the day, they play very calculated until the very end, right? So even if you're making a couple mistakes, if you're not fully ahead, they work with what they got. But this is where things start to get a little scary, all right? They have their first win on the board. It's 1-2. This is a very familiar scoreline if you're Vision Strikers, right? And for WGS, you have to start considering what do we do from here, and especially for Han, economy not looking so great. He did have a good blindside earlier. Of course, that got buffed in this patch. So we'll see if he's able to utilize Yours' skill set a bit more.
True, it is worth mentioning, yeah, the blind lasting a little bit longer now.
Activating slightly faster as well. And when you're, when these skills are 1 second or, 1.1 seconds, those changes are going to mean a lot in terms of what you're prepared for.
Yeah, those fractions of seconds certainly do add up. And also, has the gate crash as a regenerative ability throughout the duration of a round. Goes out 1, tries to get the tap there with the Sheriff. A little bit of damage through the wall, I think, and follows up for the headshot. As RB looks to get himself here onto the A side. Boombot to try to clear. Han still holding things down here in mid, and that is Stacks dropping the spike. Glow is there. And now we'll go ahead, throw the mask on. So just going to go for a nice little drift up top mid. Gets himself around to Gelato.
But completely misses each other. He knew the spike was down twice, so he's going to check on the location, but wraps around the long way to Gelato like you said. And now that gives Vision Strikers time to plant the spike.
He's going to hop up on top of the box. Oh! Okay,
Ah.
Zest. He spotted him just at the last moment. It looked like maybe Han was going to be able to come out on top. Does not manage to do so. Shida just looking to clear heaven. Doesn't spot anything. Vision Strikers should be able to close out this round. Hashira has for us. Drops down. Out-trades Glow. RB gone. Now it all comes down to Zest. Bouncing these in, but as he goes for it, XPP comes in with the aggro push. Gets the heals up on the Hashira. The defuse is there, and WGS, they take another round.
Man, as much as you shouldn't be thinking about that stuff, I'm sure you can't help it, but if you're a team like WGS and you're starting to take the lead a little bit, you're like, oh my gosh, are we the first team that gives the loss to Vision Strikers?
We're doing it! It's gonna happen. And then you remember that Split is the next map, and then Haven is after that, and you're like, oh, well.
Yeah, you've got a ways to go. But this feels pretty good. And again, I think what really feels good is it's not Vision Strikers' mistakes necessarily costing them these losses. It's WGS playing how they should be with the composition they have. And we're still early on. Obviously, 2 of those are the pistol round and the bonus after that. But Han is utilizing what he can. I mean, the blind sides out of the smoke are really well set up, and they get another kill. Jinbing going for that.
Glow gone. Now King kind of pushing out. Gonna get taken down as Han snaps back with the gate crash. Decent amount of damage offered up on the Zest and RB as well, so it's looking good so far for WGS to go ahead and get themselves a 4th round. So fantastic start thus far on Ascent. Let's see how the rest of this goes. As RB, just for the moment, using that boom bot to try to send it into market to get that cleared. Does manage to scoop up a Vandal, so suddenly you gotta respect their odds a little bit more.
Yeah, especially with RB picking up. Has 1 blast pack still. Is able to make a cool entry, but iReady's going to pick off Zest.
Seeker's now coming through as well. As XPP just pulls back over by tree. RB advancing forward. Trailblazer Doesn't quite get the jump, can't get the finish, so only 3 health remaining on him. Stax would love to offer up some healing here. Actually cuts off his teammate with the door. Now plays around the back of side. RB still does manage to find Hashira. But now, Stax gone. And RB's got to get here. He's going to try to lob a nade up over the top in desperation to get the kill. Get a bit of damage in onto them, but the defuse comes through. And Han with 3 on the round helps close out another win for WGS.
Man, looking at how WGS are playing with their composition right now, I have to wonder just how they played it during qualifiers without any smokes. Like, that just seems absurd, playing Yoru without any smokes. Obviously, they made it work enough to get here, but the setups they have with Omen and being able to get a little aggressive there just for, you know, a couple weeks, even on defense, especially with that gate crash, right, where you can just blink all the way back to safety. They're making it work. Han and Jinbungi are a duo to be feared right now on this map, and Vision Strikers, I think, you know, maybe going to play back a little bit even more. Just wait to kind of figure out exactly what WGS does as kind of these default setups with that Yoru.
Scouting through B. Hawk will confirm. At least somebody looking into lobby. Han gets himself situated here on Boiler. As he heard the footsteps in mid. So we do just have RB sitting behind the staircase there. Looks like he's not been spotted yet. So we'll just hang tight now. I'll start rotating this spike over to the A site, where Han is, playing right up against this wall.
Man, that, if it works, is pretty dirty. They're waiting, though. Obviously, this blocking any audio as well.
Confirms that they're there. 38 seconds remaining. Dark cover comes out. They wait out the wall. RB presses in, manages to find 2. Stax finds a 3rd. Vision Strikers with rifles in hand are straight back into this game, looking to take a 2nd round.
This is just what's crazy about this team. I mean, their timings, it's so well practiced. As soon as they get the intel they want, they know exactly how to act. All 5 players going for the pinch, going for the trades. Jinbungi up on Heaven.
RB just jiggling out. Let's get that nade up top. Should be a pretty good bounce. Yep, a lot of damage offered up on the Jinbungi and Hashira. Only clearing out the turret for now. RB goes for the peek. Stax finds 1. RB will get a 3rd. And there you go, 2-4. Flawless round now for Vision Strikers. First one so far.
Man, just as we got done praising WGS as well. But I think this is the difference, right? A lot of teams would kind of start to panic as you see that Cosmic Divide come up. They're like, or where do we go? We don't have any information. Vision Strikers is like, we know the exact timing. Yeah. We know when we want to strike a site. We're just going to wait for that wall because we don't have to go in any earlier. And in fact, they see the guiding light come out. So they say, okay, they know we're coming, but it doesn't matter because we have a play in mind with the information we have. Yeah,
and I think that was a little bit of a, jumping the gun there from MyReady to use that Cosmic Divide so early on. They could have delayed by using the blindsides, using the Hawks, just keeping them at bay over at A main, because the clock at that point would be run so far down that they cannot make a play over onto B. And then when you know that they're actually going in for the push, use that Cosmic Divide, have Han set up on that hard angle as they enter to try to mow them down. But doesn't quite work out. But I like the attempt. I like that they're thinking outside of the box and they're trying to utilize this comp as best as they possibly can. WGS now, though, with Wily Sheriffs in hand and a single Frenzy. Go for a very aggro stack, very hefty stack here in mid. Does manage to punish 1. Glow, though, getting tagged up. Falls Low's going to have to pull back. Got a little bit of damage here onto I'm Ready, but still could get topped up. Jinbungi, however, is the one who desperately needs some heals, and he will be getting them.
Oh, just rolling back as he gets healed up. And now Vision Strikers all ready to march into A side. Doors are closed. Now WGS, I mean, they have pistols. I'm Ready does pick up that Vandal, so I'm going to try to see if they have any shot at a retake here.
He's inching his way forward. They have to go through the door. Nobody sitting in Heaven. They do go ahead and break this down. Going out, Stax blinding 1, Showstopper, going to be launched into Hell. And the entry so far is looking rather good. Zest pushing through the smoke, down to 5 HP, does have that Hunter's Fury. The spike's already been tapped to half. King is here in the back, Hunter's Fury now crashing through. King finds a second. They're looking for the third. I'm ready. You're playing around the back side as we play ring around the rosy, around the boxes here, and the final headshot will come in. King finds 3 on the round. And now 1 away from tying, but King does fall to the spike explosion.
Yeah, and man, Zest with that patience as well on the Hunter's Fury, right? Nothing new for Zest, but making sure that he's counting down the clock and saying, all right, this is when I take the first shot, and then if you don't see anyone, if you know that they're not holding it, then you just hold on to the rest of it until the timer runs out.
Yeah. I think he would have liked to have held on to it for a little bit longer, but it was such an initial start on the retake for WGS. It was so good that he really got pressured into it. Obviously, there's no killjoy, so he doesn't have to worry about holding the Hunter's Fury to deny a lockdown or anything like that, but probably, you know, felt like, oh, I don't need to use this round, and then suddenly it's like, okay, well, maybe I do. Boombot will spot 1. Nade coming out. RB just going to jump right over top of it, and boom. There's the shot onto Hashira. He will fall. The B side completely shattered open. XPP does find a nice little lurk kill here onto Zest. But the attempt on a retake here is fairly hopeless now for WGS, and it's not going to be too shocking if we just see them look for exits.
Yeah, I think that should be the plan here. Looks like they're set up, but they're getting a little antsy.
They are. Oh,
okay.
Glow, uncharacteristically whiffing the shot. Doesn't even get that much damage onto him. 87 HP remaining. And with that kill, that might have instilled enough confidence for them to feel like they can pull this off, but they haven't cleared this market angle. XPP does fall, and now I'm ready. Still holding these harsh angles, trying to find a kill, but he's going to have to pull back here pretty shortly. They see the shot fly, they'll know that he's close, and Stax is there to punish. 4-4, we are all tied up.
Yeah, it almost feels like that kill on the Glow kind of baited them into themselves a little bit. I mean, you could have just gone for the save, just, you know, take the loss. Obviously, it's not an easy thing to do, but sometimes, again, you got to play the economy game, and now they've given up all of the buys they had, and it's not looking great for them yet again as the score is tied 4-4. Vision Strikers now finding their stride as they always do.
Yeah, and this is where things start getting a bit terrifying. This is 3 rounds in a row, so economically, Vision Strikers are totally fine. Even if they lose out on this round, they still have a buy. Somebody can purchase for Glow if he doesn't get enough to, you know, get the full armor, get the rifle in. So WGS are in a bit of a hole. See if they can dig themselves out of it. Pushing aggressively, RB does manage to find 1. Han gets himself prepped up around the box, as he will go ahead and jump back with that gate crash. And XPP with 5 HP, desperately wishing that he could heal himself. Just cannot do much of anything now. Double stack in a boathouse, though, as the dark cover does come in. Boogie, he's got a judge. They have to clear this. Glow's making an awful lot of noise, and there you go. There's 1 gone. Swaps over now to the Vandal. Paranoia going to be chucked out across the site. Nade used by Hashira to try to find Stax as he gets rid of 1.
Oh.
Jump board comes in from Hashira. Cleans up Stax, but the rest of the team does fall, as XPP is the last one left alive. The lockdown tries to clear it, but there you go. Not too bad, I think, overall, given the rough save. You know, they invest a couple sheriffs into that one, but
yeah, I mean, if you're looking at a round like that, again, you're just trying to hurt their economy so that you're back to even ground coming into the next round. And while it's not, you know, quite even, given how
well
Vision Strikers is doing so well, but they did what they could. You know, you can't really hope for too much more than that. And WGS back with rifles once again. But again, they're now caught in this loop, right, where you often find yourselves, if you're not able to win the rifle round, you go back to another save, and you keep bouncing back and forth and ping-ponging your economy a bit, and that does not feel good. So hopefully they can turn the tide here coming into round 10.
Han reveals himself in mid, where it's just such a heavy stack right now. RB probably wishing that he had a showstopper, would have netted himself 3 kills if he just shot it straight at benches. They will pull back. B site completely unoccupied for the moment. Starting to see the wraparound here from WGS to try to get coverage there, but nobody from Vision Strikers has made their way up through main. We will see the dimensional drift coming through. Spots out 1. Pull back around the corner.
Okay, so they get a little bit of information. Knows that there's probably more than 1 there. It's interesting, actually, how that aggressive stack mid most rounds here for WGS actually kind of works out because Vision Strikers almost rarely rushes into a site. Obviously, as soon as teams know that, it's going to be punished very hard, but oh my.
The dark cover onto market caused so much confusion. Now they're starting to get the read. The door was shut, so XPP, he can't even watch this hard angle over from Tree. Cut himself off because he was very confident this was going to be the push in. Also covered himself, I do suppose, in case he got caught off guard. Seekers will make their way through the door and start spotting people out. 5v5 attempted retake here now for WGS. Let's see if they can pull it off. It would be a huge turnaround for them.
Gate crash just to get some information. It is going to get taken out from the close angle.
Oh, they press in. They do manage to find 3. 2 members going to be traded out now. A third. Stacks, however, does get dropped by XPP. Glow looking to clutch this here for his team. XPP holding from above will finish him off, and it is a great round win for WGS to keep us tied at 5-5.
Really well done on just waiting and using the little they had left to get the information they needed, right? They didn't have anything to confirm, but they're sending that gate crash just to make sure, just to check where that fire is coming from, and it gets taken out from close, so they know they're ready for that. All 3 members, the pacing as well, they were ready for the trades in case I'm Ready wasn't able to pick off that first kill, but they do well. The paranoia down onto Glow as well. They know how Vision Strikers wants to set up there with especially a full 5. WGS takes that win, and that's what we talked about. Now they're able to try to contend against Vision Strikers a little bit. They're still a bit behind, but especially if they get this win, the economy definitely turns tides in favor of WGS.
Yeah, it would be a really good way to try and secure these final few rounds here in the half.
Oh.
So. Good amount of damage on XPP, and Han just can't quite line it up. Does end up falling, and it seems like Vision Strikers may be destined to move up 7-5. King tries to keep XPP contained in Boiler, and the nade forces him into his line of sight. So a nice little punish as Glow dips into the corner. Nade. Not going to find too much value, and gets the kill. Follows up onto Hashira. And now it is just I'm Ready all on his lonesome at the A site.
Yeah, not much you can do here. You're just kind of hoping for the best. Maybe you get a pick, but otherwise, you're going to want to stay quiet, save that rifle. Meanwhile, Vision Strikers obviously happily finding the spike. Actually, going to get caught out by RB here in mid. Just was waiting for someone coming around. He had the right idea, but of course it is RB you're going up against. So that's another flawless for Vision Strikers. And what little hope WGS had is shut down immediately. And I think their combination of Yoru and especially with the Omen has started to be a little figured out by Vision Strikers, right? They're like, all right, it takes time for them to set that aggression up. Either we avoid the middle stack or we go up against it and get the pick before they can set up, the entire thing. It takes a little time, right? You get the dark cover and then you got to set up the blind side inside the dark cover. It's a lot of steps. So they're going to give it up. We see the gate crash set up once again so that Han can push up a little aggressively, but this time on A site where not many people are waiting for him.
Double operator setup now, actually, for Vision Strikers on the attack, which is super interesting to see. Curious if they have backup guns. I was going to say they had so much money that they could just go ahead. So they look for the initial picks. They swap out. Now they have Vandals in hand to get up close and personal. Hawk flying through. Hashira playing in the corner. Does manage to find King. Showstopper now going to be brought out. He's trying to get a little bit more information, and there's just nothing Sax can do. He tries to trade it 1-for-1, but doesn't get much damage in. Only takes him down to 85, and this is a really good turnaround here as RB gets caught up in the gravity well. Trying to make his way here onto the site. The spike now being brought forward. Han, however, up on Heaven. Mows down Zest. Blindside goes out, drops down, actually manages to find Glow, and suddenly it's all on RB. He will get 1, but can he get 4 more? There's still going to be 2 Vandals in hand here for the side of WGS. And they can just play this out patiently. There's the Trailblazer. They will confirm his location. And yep, right up on top is Jin Bung-yi. Thrifty to close out the half for WGS. It's 6-6.
Wow, this is pretty impressive from WGS. I have to give credit to them, and especially again with agents we're not used to seeing that often, and in composition especially, for going that Silva. Now the big curiosity is, how does that work out on attack for you though, right? If you don't really have that much confirmation, how do you know where you're going to strike, how you want to strike? I think you kind of have to go in blind just with an idea that your setup is it's going to execute perfectly.
I think that if they can get themselves onto a site, there's a really good opportunity here for WGS, because think of how much vision denial they have. Given
That's
the
true.
Astra, given the Omen, they can cut off a lot of vision. They also have, these blind sights, these hawks that can be coming through. So they can really delay a retake, but it's about getting onto the site to be able to set up that execution. Because obviously you're going to have to use some utility to get yourself there, and it's about how much utility does it require for them to actually get settled in to get that spike planted. If it doesn't take too much, then I think that they have a really solid chance of holding. But the problem is, you're trying to take a side from Vision Strikers.
Well, yeah, that too. And obviously, Vision Strikers knows very well what they're doing. But it's exactly what we talked about in the first match as well of the day, where, how much are you spending to get into the site, right? Because, maybe you only spend, a couple, maybe one blind side or such and one dark cover. Then that's great. You have so much left in your disposal. Now, what I do like, though, is that they're utilizing the gate crash really as just a safety net, right? And just going in aggressive for Han. And I expect that to happen even on attack, right? Just try to be that body scout and kind of a free run it back for Phoenix, but not as costly. Obviously, you can't die, but you can try to get some peeks in.
Well, I'm ready, getting a couple stars set up. 2 at bench on either side. 2 here in B main.
But otherwise, just waiting to see if Vision Strikers makes any moves. Han is going to start to inch forward. We'll get tagged by that guiding light, so they know at least someone is staying in that A main, and Han will back out as well.
Shock Dart, good value.
Wow.
It chunks out XPP. On, trying to make his way up through mid. Letting that gate crash make his way over into bench. Still holding. Not going to take the TP yet. Early kill on the Jin Bungi on the entry. Makes things look rather good here for Vision Strikers. As Zest continues to hold it down, just lob that shock dart up over into market, and it actually connects. XPP now down to 2 health.
Wow. Those shock boats have some amazing value this round, and so they're gonna XP has to back out, despite coming back towards A site. Now they haven't really pushed in any further from before, but they will get onto the site.
Glow's got the read on this though. Makes his way up into heaven. Yeah, he hears them all. RB with the lurk at Wine. Pushes out, finds one. Nade into the back, XPP. That will kill him, but no, Glow strikes just a little bit faster. Now they drop down, and Ashra does not stand a chance. Everybody collapses in, and I'm ready is the last one alive as the clock will run down. And yep, he'll die after the round finish. Can't quite get the trade out there onto RB, and the pistol round this time will go the way of Vision Strikers.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing there is Han wasn't able to really confirm any further information, and this goes back to, again, you don't have the utility to confirm, right? It's just to go in and kind of body check for yourselves, and Han, after that initial kind of trade with the guiding light coming through and he has to back off, that gives RB all the time in the world to just sit in line the whole entire round, and shutting down Han, that means no one's there to cover on Heaven. And Glow, like you said, had the read, and he was ready for it, comes in and shuts down the rest of the team. WGS now starting on the back foot in the second half here as he loses the pistol round. Vision Strikers coming in with those Spectres. And WGS just gonna... They love taking control of mid early in the round, no matter which side they're on, and they're actually pushing pretty aggressively here at 3A short.
Glow spotting out quite a few of them, the Paranoia. Catching just about everybody. Obviously, Smoke going to be cutting off that vision, but RB is waiting here in hell. So many people pushing in onto him. The blast pack not going the way that he wanted it to go, but they still takes them a little while to finish him off. That being said, 3 members are gone. Gun recovered in the hands of Hashira now. As Zest from Heaven tries to make his way in here. Gets spot on the XPP. One going to be finished. Hawk coming out. King trying to back off. Ooh, turns around. Does the 180 to finish off Han. What a play. Now Zest spotting XPP. Trying to get the spam through. Can break the door. Does have a drone. Does have a recon bolt. They're both playing right up here in front of the box. They'll shoot it down. Is he prepared for the stack? No, he is not. 7-7.
Wow. WGS make it work, but honestly, King with that reaction dodges the guiding light and instantly turns around. I mean, more or less, it almost felt like the guiding light was for him rather than against him. Makes it work and gets the kill. However, WGS choosing to play super aggressive. They know that Vision Strikers, until they have that solid intel, they're not going to move, and they push through, get the early trades, and they're able to get the spike planted as well, get the win. They're feeling pretty good coming into the third round of the second half, tied 7-7.
I mean, it's a huge economic offset as well. Being able to win in that round is instrumental now for WGS's potential success here. The turret will get cleared by Hashira, gets a nice little shoulder tap onto Zest. Chunks him out, wants to further clear, make sure that nobody is playing around main.
Guiding Light doesn't tag anyone in mid, so they're going to start pushing up into market.
Glow gonna TP across. Always a chance that they have to keep in mind that that could be a fake, but it seems like they're gonna have their eyes set on charging through market here all the same. Clear the stairs. King, however, managing to find one. Can't quite follow up for a second. XPP will eliminate him. Now in the back of Boathouse is Zest. Smoke dissipates. Zest does find one off cam, but then falls. And that is the cleanup. WGS taking the lead.
Wow. I mean, again, obviously they had the gun advantage in that round, but WGS, the way they're working with the intelligence they have is it's just so weird, right? Because we're so used to having Sova as kind of a default intel gatherer for your team, and for them to say, all right, well, we send the guiding light here, maybe Euro pushes up a bit. Obviously, you saw the turret, and you're kind of, I think, at the same time expecting Killjoy is going to be on one of these sites. So as soon as you know that, you're like, okay, probably only max one other person on that site. Let's start to target the other, and they're making it work for themselves. Vision Strikers getting a bit dismantled there. WGS is really taking advantage of the fact that Vision Strikers always moves like half a second later than most teams would, because they're waiting, and WGS says, no, we're not going to give you that time.
Well, I mean, this is huge. If WGS can win out this round, that will basically punch their ticket to 11 rounds or so and really put Vision Strikers up against the wall.
Han does get the peek on one, and saw the boombot as well.
Hawk not making it far enough and getting killed off, so. Do not get the blind. Alarm bot goes off. Will get cleared. See that the door is shut. Zest pulls back and gets ready for the oncoming wave of WGS members to push into the B. Glow's gonna try to lurk his way through, and Han, later on the back, is ready for RB.
And that's where the spike is as well. They're starting to push into A side. Stacks has to move back out. He's safe for now. Goes back in for the trade, gets one.
Does get one, but now he's getting pressured on both sides, and I'm ready. Does manage to find the kill. Glow sitting inside the smoke, hearing them on the cross. When does he make his move? I'm ready, still watching this angle. Stack now with XPP, but Glow has moved up into heaven. It's going to be a three-man attack now from heaven.
They see that the door's still there too.
Oh, Han finds one though. King takes him down. Let's see XPP wrapping around, getting his way. Rather, I'm ready, getting his way onto heaven. Watching the angle. Hashira finds the two remaining kills, and WGS.
Man.
9-7, 3 straight rounds, and Vision Strikers, they're not going to be able to afford anything. This is enormous.
Yeah, I mean, they're shutting down Vision Strikers' economy every time they try to get back in the game. And I mean, this is kind of what they were struggling initially in the first half, a little bit in the middle of that first half, but now they're doing the same thing to Vision Strikers, and this is very uncharacteristic of VS, right? We don't see them making these mistakes as much as they do in this map right now. I mean, the way they react to WGS, and I think part of it is that WGS, while they don't have as much utility to confirm intel for themselves, they're also therefore not really showing their hand too much either. There's not much going on, and Vision Strikers is kind of left in the dark until WGS starts to execute.
Here's a showstopper. Hasha just lobbing it into sight, hoping to get lucky. Doesn't manage to do so. Slowing things down now after getting a little excitable. TP over to the side. Glow keeps himself obscured from vision. As that blindside comes in, Han, who takes, he's chunked out quite a bit. Starting to pull his way back over towards mid, still holding that angle at Gelato. King Offsetting Hashira with the Nano Swarm, manages to come up with a nice Sheriff headshot, but Zest does fall. Pushing on the corner, King gets taken out, Glow now dead. And WGS, they look to move up 10-7.
Yeah, I mean, the way they're handling the middle part of this map is spectacular. They're using everything they have there to just gain complete control of mid, of market, and even a little bit into defender spawn at times. And this is what we talked about. Once they get in the site, I mean, what are you going to do against them? They still have the Astra. Yoru's still there as well. Another Guiding Light comes out. Another Paranoia comes out. You can't really make it in, and especially not with just a Sheriff. RB does get a pick, though.
Okay, well, Han was rather low. He gets himself a second nade. He's going to use that on the site, but yeah, not quite ready for that angle. Already finishing him off, and WGS now at 10 rounds. 3 more to go to take map 1 here in the set. And I went and confirmed it with production because I still couldn't quite believe it. Vision Strikers did pick this map.
Yeah.
If you look way back to week 2, I believe, of Challengers, I think it might even be the last time that these two teams played each other. Vision Strikers banned Ascent versus WGS.
Man.
WGS, in their wins, when they looked the best, it was this map, and Vision Strikers respected that. But they're so against playing on Bind that they left Ascent up, decided to pick it themselves, I guess, like I said, just to get it over with. And it's proven to look great. Han gets himself here onto the side. Stacks will fall to the boom bot, just a bit too dazed. Now Glow gone. And, you know, map aside, Vision Strikers just don't seem to have their head in the game right now. They're getting out-fragged.
That's the craziest thing. Again, it's not so much just the map, it's the way they react. Normally, when you're looking at the minimap, you can tell exactly what comms are going on for Vision Strikers, but not this time around. They seem a little flustered. I don't know if it's the Yoru, I don't know if it's the Astra. Something's going on with Vision Strikers, whereas WGS, I mean, they have a plan every round, and they're sticking with it. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but they don't just get shaken up, right? They stick with their game plan, and I'm ready versus King.
He's heard this. He's heard the movement. Sitting up at market. King's not prepared. They lose out on all of their guns.
Wow.
11 rounds now for WGS, and Vision Strikers, again, are not going to have the money to get a full purchase. They're barely going to afford anything. This is going to have to be a Sheriff hold and then an all-in to try to win 5 straight.
I mean, obviously, you know, they can do it. Vision Strikers is capable of doing so, but so far what they've shown us is they don't know what their game plan is. I mean, and you know, we kind of chuckled at the trash talk interviews of teams saying like, oh, maybe Vision Strikers is getting weaker or such, but not only is WGS looking stronger, Vision Strikers definitely doesn't look that stable right now on Ascent on defense.
Yeah.
And WGS is taking advantage of it. Killjoy once again set up on that B site, but WGS now still looking to gain some intel in mid with the Omen and the Sky.
I mean, this is just a complete inverse from the norm for Vision Strikers. They win the pistol round, and now they've lost every other round and a half.
Or maybe they should never win pistol rounds. Maybe they just need to give them
It's a bad omen, clearly.
Just a curse against Vision Strikers.
I mean, in a sense of, you know, like a bad omen. I'm not saying that Glow is a bad omen.
I know.
Just want to clarify for the angry fans in the chat. He just insulted Glow!
No, I mean, especially Glow's Omen. You can never talk bad about that. It's similar to, you know, Stacks on the Sky or Breach. So, you know, the reputation still holds for these teams, but for Vision Strikers rather. But WGS, I think this is really just mad respect to WGS. And now you see the Cosmic Divide. That's really
But using the you know, for Hanabi using the Yoru this well.
It's so insane.
Actually. King remains a very stable part of this with the Sheriff. Can't quite get the shots there. I'm ready, and now, just going to get caught off. Stacks does manage to trade out one. He's investing the Seekers. Going all in on it. Spots one over on the site. Oh, the Hawk! It does come through. He saw him for just a moment there. Stay safe. Here's the jump. Han, however, taking him low, finishes him with the classic. 12-7.
Oh my goodness. I mean, at this point, I think WGS, even if you get excited, no one can blame you. You're about to take a map win lead over Vision Strikers. And, you know, in the first series here of Stage 2, in the main event, on stage as well with Yoru. Like, all these things combined, it's insane. But it really goes to show their usage of Astra, I think, is a bit smarter than we saw in the first match as well. We're seeing a lot more adaptation in like the wall placements, the star placements, but the Yoru, I mean, Han being this, human scout with that gate crash is working so well in their favor.
Yeah. I mean, good lord. Was it 21-14 the score right now for him?
Just absolute insanity, and great blindsides too, and even the fake out, like he's not holding back any of the utility, right? And you might look at on paper and say, oh, this this skill is bad or that skill is bad, but he's making use of whatever he can. So we're just all marching in.
Oh, Zest! Set up, managed to find two. King gets the other one, and man! Blink and you'll miss it. The round completion comes through. They just don't clear below the steps.
Crucial mistake. That was just absolutely brutal. That was a very rookie mistake from WGS. You saw them shaking their heads a little bit as well. I mean, they made it into the site too.
I mean, you gotta clear lumber here.
Yeah, Han just completely ignores that part of the map, just puts it behind him, and that alone costs 3 kills there. That was brutal.
I mean, not out of it yet, though. Vision Strikers still have a long way to go. They need to win 4 straight more rounds. That's a great start. Han eliminated as RB gets aggressive with the showstopper. Finds a major punish. 2 members now going to be spotted with the recon bolt over in mid. And Vision Strikers, this is what they've been lacking, was just information, vision. Now, they get a bit of a read. They start to try to advance. One-way smoke is set up as the Seekers come through. It's not going to go for Glow. It's going to go for Stacks. And that might give them a false sense of security. There's nobody watching from this direction. Hawk going in. Stacks spotting him. Gets the finish onto one. Glow pushes the smoke. Can't save Stacks' life, but still manages to get the exchange. And it's a major advantage here. A one-man advantage, rather, now on the back of that kill. As I'm Ready tries to keep them in this. Spike, however, is dropped, and good luck recovering it. This is looking like Vision Strikers 9-12, unless I'm Ready and XPP can just get some crazy shots off. That's a good start.
Things are looking a bit more possible, but only 30 seconds on the clock. RB gets 1, 2v1 now. I'm Ready, all up to you.
I mean, they know exactly where he's going to be coming from. Given that kill, we'll hear the footsteps as he makes his way up. Does he clear the corner? No, he does not. Glow's ready for it. 9-12, Vision Strikers looking to take us into overtime.
Yeah, and Vision Strikers, they're looking better. Again, taking out just one person, we talked about it. When you don't have extensive utility, that one person costs so much, and especially if it's Han, who's been pushing up, getting information, holding at least someone hostage on one site to duel him, WGS can't work with much else. So now we're seeing a bit of a different formation for them, stacking 4 on B.
I mean, WGS, if they can win this round, obviously it's over. If they don't, they're not going to be able to buy the next round. They'll have to just go all in when it's 12-11 to try to close it out. So pressure is mounting. It's whether or not they can deal with it. Hawk will give them the info that somebody is lurking over here, and given just the repetitive nature of him, I think they could probably assume that it's Han.
Yeah, I don't think it's too scary for Vision Strikers. They're going to assume it's at least Han, maybe one more, but probably not much more than that from what we've seen. Just trying to clear out Phantom.
Oh, he's going for it again. It's going to work!
Oh!
Zest in the drone, going to be punished. A huge play here from Hashira. Gets the setup yet again. Push on the corner. RB does manage to find Han. Takes quite a bit of damage. Needs to get some healing here from Stacks, and still is aggressing into Gelato. Dangerous move from him, and now King falling. Huge advantage for the side of WGS. Is this the end of the map? Glow says no. Manages to find one. 2 pushing out onto the site. 1 in market currently. Stacks coming around from behind, but Glow does manage to find the kill first. They need to get some of this healing off, but it just...
Oh my gosh, WGS.
They're waiting. Okay, they get grouped up. Now the heals start coming through. 3v2, WGS. Can they hold it? Hashira and I'm Ready. They only have a blast pack. And these stars, but they fall. RB cleans them up, and we keep going.
Oh my goodness, WGS had such a good opportunity as well, but Glow shuts it down and makes them stall a little bit. Obviously, they lose a member, and this is the Vision Strikers we know, right? Even under pressure, even when they're down a member, they make things happen. WGS, they had the plan of, all right, we get the kill with the showstopper, then we're going to try to loop around, maybe reset, maybe push up mid. But as soon as Han gets taken out again, Vision Strikers knows, okay, it was only Han. I pushed all the way up to Gelato. There's
Okay.
nobody there.
I was wrong. They did have enough to buy, but it's not going to be, full armor and everybody. Hashira is a little bit weaker in that department, but
And at this point,
miscalculation from me.
caster math, it's a little tough sometimes.
Math
I
was
don't
my
blame
worst
you.
subject. Han also does not have any blinds.
That is kind of big, actually.
Worth noting.
I mean, it looks like they kind of just want to try to close it out, but if they lose this, it's really...
We're going to overtime.
Yeah, it's guaranteed overtime, for sure.
Just about. I mean, it would be, we have seen thrifties.
Okay, WGS going for their kind of mid-push once again. They have control of it, but they're a little scared. Okay, Han trying to get information with his ultimate. He's gonna spot Stacks.
Oh, he's going to try to come out right behind him. What a play attempt that was. Doesn't go their way. They do manage to finish off Stacks, but not before losing 2. That was such a bold move, just really trying to catch him off guard. Didn't even check in deep enough to know the glow was there. So.
Yeah, he rushed that a little bit. I think he was just like, all right, we know that she doesn't have her weapon now, so I'm going to go for this kill. he made that split-second decision, and when it came to Stacks, it was the correct one, but the rest of the map, of course, was unseen to him.
Yep. Plant does come down. It's a really wide lurk from I'm Ready. The lockdown will shove them back. They have no way to clear this, no Sova. And realistically, nowhere to go. Pushing up, and he managed to find one. RB gets himself out onto the side. Now the Astra wrapping around from behind, coming up into heaven. Are they prepared for it? It's going to be a major clutch here from I'm Ready, but he won't be able to do it. That is going to be the defuse. Vision Strikers within 1 of taking us into OT.
Man, one part of me feels really bad for WGS. They were doing so well. But Vision Strikers, I think they're realizing now, okay, what the Yoru is doing for WGS. They just put RB up against him. They're shutting him down, and once they don't have that, duelist on one side to either, gain a little bit of aggro or give them information, this was just so unfortunate. Han waits, and he's like, okay, wait, actually, she doesn't have her weapon out, and what's going through his head. Yeah. It's like, this is the moment. This is where I can make your work. Unfortunately, Glow is able to save him.
All right, so 3 members with half armor already losing out on a bit of that as they take a bit of damage here on the entry to B.
Leaving the spike behind, just making sure that they have that availability to swing. Han not pushing up too far.
Half surprised that Zest didn't just open up with the Hunter's Fury, given how clustered they were.
That would have been an ending.
I mean, there's a decent lack of utility here. The Boombot's already been used. Now the nade is going here from Hashira. They do not have that Trailblazer on XPP to try and, scout out a little bit more. Single blind for both the Yoru and the Sky.
Yeah, not too much. Do have a little bit, and I'm ready.
One-way smoke is set up to try to go for the blind. It does manage to clip onto Glow. He'll pull back as Jin Bung-yi looks at TP in, does get himself into hell, but the Hunter's Fury cuts off the rest of the squad. Showstopper chucked out, doesn't manage to find anything, but kills start coming in. Jin Bung-yi and XPP both picking up 1. 3v3 as the spike's not yet planted. Glow going to fall. Man advantage is there for WGS as they look to close this out. Vision Strikers try desperately to make it happen to take us to OT, but they cannot do so. WGS 13-11 will take Ascent.
What's really interesting to me is also during the qualifiers, it wasn't Han on that Yoru. It was Hashira actually testing out the Yoru as they were going through it. So, they've definitely talked things over a little bit, trying to find what works best. And they already have the advantage of using Yoru, which not many teams are used to. As we see it kick off, WGS on attack here for Slit.
Stars right up the middle from the Astra. Han already getting himself poised in Garage. King. It's been a long time, I feel, since we've seen him play the Cypher.
Yeah, he's been favoring that Killjoy on anywhere, everywhere, ever since they brought it out.
I mean, you think back to, Masters Grand Final versus New Turn. They did play on Split, obviously, because it went to 5 maps. He played the Killjoy then.
Yep.
It's been a good long while since we've seen him on this pick. Wall looking to get broken down here. We'll go ahead and fall. Hawk goes up. Zest does get blinded by that. Doesn't quite go deep enough into Mail to stop him from getting hit by it, as Glow lurks into his own smoke. And they're just playing on opposite sides of the box right now. He's going to jump across. I'm kind of surprised Glow didn't go for the
Yeah.
peek on the reload. But maybe is just wary that somebody else is in the garage here with this Yoru. Now goes for it, gets the headshot. A great start here as Vision Strikers want to close out this round.
30초 남았습니다.
There will be a rotate through the ropes over towards the A site. Cam should spot this out. It does. Gets the tag onto Hashira. RB waits for them to drop. Nade is out. RB with the ghost finds one. They push through the cyber cage. RB comes up with a second as King falls. Spike unable to be planted, as they will just mow them down. And that is Vision Strikers picking up the pistol. But this didn't go well for them on the last map.
You don't want to tempt fate like that, Vision Strikers. You want to just do things as it's always been done. I mean, they got the pistol round in the second half of Ascent. Didn't end so well for them, but they take the lead. Now, earlier with Glow not going for that kill right away, I just found it really interesting. Maybe just waiting, because giving that information that there's one extra person there, they knew the Sage was in mail, maybe forces that rotation a bit too early than Vision Strikers would have wanted. So kind of waiting for Han to back out until Vision Strikers has the timing they want. Han gets tagged by the guiding light once again, so they know someone's there.
Well, solid boost up over the wall here from Zest. Just gets Jinbungi. And this is just very much severely limiting the options for WGS. Obviously, just going to be full save on the pistols, a little bit of utility here and there. Zest will drop down off of the wall yet again. After getting spotted, doesn't want to tempt fate too much.
Yeah, they're just holding that hit from across angle. Glow going to pick off the kill against Han once again, and we've seen what kind of damage that's done before.
스파이크가 중앙에 떨어졌습니다.
Spike is down.
여기야.
So, not a whole lot to be done now. As they pull back the Hawk. Yep, he's in there all right.
Oh, man.
King gets the finish here on the Hashira.
All things going south for WGS. But again, in terms of overall results, nothing too bad, nothing to cry about too much. Obviously, they had given up the pistol round in the first round. So if anything, it would have been an upset for them to get a lot more damage done. Now, what's unfortunate is they really didn't get any damage done as Stacks picks up the kill, and that's a flawless for Vision Strikers.
Yeah, and that's really good for them. Not dropping any of these guns, not having to rebuy coming in. But let's see how WGS fares with rifles in hand. Still going to be two Phantoms. Han, kind of surprised that he's still favoring that as opposed to the Vandal. We've been seeing a huge increase in the Vandal usage here in Korea. At the start, going all the way back to the first qualifier for Stage 1, it was, 90% Phantom. And I know a lot of people were asking, like, why is Korean?
Yeah,
why don't they use it? It's like, oh, they like to spray a little bit more, and now people have gotten used to the one taps and whatnot. They've gotten control of the Vandal spray, and it's definitely taken a swing. And I think they've identified that this is the gun.
Yeah, this is the way. So Korea picking up on the Vandal as well. Now WGS still taking things a little slow.
이쪽이야.
I mean, understandable. They really cannot afford to lose this. Because if Vision Strikers can, imagine if they flawless them again and they just scoop up all of these rifles, their economy is stable for 4 more rounds. Everybody's gonna start capping on money. Hawk into the smoke, does blind one, doesn't catch Jinbungi though. Just taking a couple shots.
WGS so far both on Ascent and Split favoring to kind of take control of mid and then decide where to strike. Now that only always works if Han is still alive, and he is this time. He sends the gate crash all the way to maybe get some information if someone pushes out of B. I love the usage of the gate crash like that, using it more as intel gathering than teleporting.
I think Glow is just going to sit on it as well, see if he comes teleporting back, but now we're going to read that now they're in onto the side. Good double push there as Zest comes up with a second kill, but then will fall to XPP. RB went around the back of the site, trying to deny this plant, now spots out Han. Takes a little bit of spray. Picks up the Vandal as another gate crash is going to be used. Blind side tossed out. Han wrapping around the side, but completely missed RB.
Man.
Yeah, going through the smoke. Didn't quite spot him. Stacks, however, going to get domed. Good crossfire setup as Glow does fall. The WGS will get themselves on the board in the rifle round.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate for Han, but overall WGS was prepared for it. I mean, I think, a bit of that aggression obviously coming because he had backup from Heaven. Obviously, we still had XPP on site after planting the spike. So WGS bring it back. You know, they get into round 3, they pick up their rifles, and they're able to start building their economy again. Han obviously lost his gun, so he's going to have to pick up a Spectre this time around. But, you know, with the way they've been utilizing the Euro, not the end of the world, right? He's kind of just lurking, trying to get a little bit more information, coming for maybe a bit extra entry if they're rotating around to a different site.
Zest going to be spotting out these stars as the blinds come in, just slowing them up. Still could throw the walls, going to be holding on to it, playing very patiently with this. As the gate crash makes its way over towards ropes. Patient play from RB and King over at main. Did they go for the oh, yep, they spot him.
Okay.
They say, okay, I'm not gonna go around the corner.
Of course, RB is still there as well.
Alright, the blindside comes up over the wall, will raise. Jump up for a quick little peek. They don't see too much. RB, oh man, chokes in the firefight. Ashura finding the kill, and now it's going to be another rotation through ropes over towards A, where it's just King. Zest, however, pressing through that Nebula, manages to find Han, making it a 4v4 as the Cyber Cage comes up. Ashura finds yet another kill. Huge play from him, breaking this site open. And now with the man disadvantaged, Vision Strikers looking to retake the site, pushing forward, Stacks, eluding damage, but
not much to work with. No guiding lights, no Trailblazer left.
Yep. Oh, well, they do just kind of walk into his crosshair. Still have to respect him. RB going to be rezzed as the dark cover comes up. Ready, playing this patiently. Finds Glow on the push. RB now trying to watch from behind. Blast Pack not going to get anything done. Showstopper thrown down through screens. Doesn't find anything. They tap the spike for a moment. Hashira, he's looking for the ace. The Showstopper will confirm it! And WGS, they tie as a 2-2.
Dang, Hashira going for the ace. WGS, they are working around Vision Striker so well, the patience after the resurrection as well. I mean, a lot of players would be very tempted to kind of peek out, go for a double maybe.
Or just spray through the smoke.
Or even just spray, but not giving away his position, just letting them know that he's still hanging back and kind of forcing them, actually funneling them into A. And this is so fun to watch at this point with WGS really playing against Vision Striker's style, and that's something we've been missing from Korea all this time.
Yeah, absolutely. Newturn has been, you know, the only team to consistently do it. Now WGS are looking like they might be the first ones to really finish the job. It's going to be the blindside coming out. Zest pulling back, only with the Sheriff in hand. They push up, they're looking for him. They will find him. The Sage now gone, the drop down coming through. Stacks manages to find both of them. A huge turnaround, manages to recover a gun as well. So now has the Phantom. And suddenly, this round starts looking a lot better for Vision Strikers. And if they can close this out, it'll be a thrifty.
Yeah, and with the usage of the Seekers, I think they're looking to make something happen here rather than just being happy with the damage they've done. They want to hold them back. They want to get that round win.
Seeker still coming through, looking for Hashiro. That'll force him to reveal himself here at the ramp. You can see some indecisiveness right now from WGS, weighing the options. They've got XPP scouting forward up into heaven. Still does have 3 guiding lights to try to get them onto a spike site.
Away from the team, though.
The timing barely misses Glow. As Stacks tucks back into Alley. Doesn't have eyes on stairs right now to heaven. Oh, tries to go for it. Stacks does it again.
My.
3 kills in the round with the Sheriff. Now he's got a gun for himself. Had handed off the previous one to Glow. In the zone, then back the drop down. Ready, does manage to find King, but falls to 17 HP as RB looks to hold the site, but Hashira pushes the corner, finishing him off. Stacks does die, and now it's Glow in a 1v2. They're both so very low. He's full HP with armor, but still has to run over towards this site. Making his way there now, creeping up through screens. Is he going to be ready for the forward hold? Hashira pulls back at the last moment. Reloads his weapon. Looks left, finds one. Does he know that the other is there? Can't get it! Hashira takes him down!
Wow. WGS. I was getting a little worried because Vision Strikers had all the information to know that they had committed to A, right? Stacks had pushed through. He caught him coming down from heaven on B. And so WGS didn't have much time to work with, but they pushed through at the right time. They wrap around on RB, and Hashira really making things work. 7-3-1 here, kind of helping carry the team of WGS against Vision Strikers as they take the lead 3-2.
I mean, and it was such a catastrophic, start to this, but then Stax lines them up, manages to find 3 in the round, and it's still not enough for them to win. Unbelievable. And I mean, you're talking about Vision Strikers who have over a 70% win rate on defense on this map.
It's absolutely insane. Even just keeping up with them.
Okay, well.
That does change things a little bit.
Now RB has an operator. Didn't quite catch that.
But if WGS, if they're able to win out this round, though, I mean, Vision Strikers had to commit a lot of economy into this round, not just for the operator, but overall. So WGS still shouldn't be too shaken up. They should play this patiently. I mean, they made it work last round. Obviously, slightly different circumstances, but we'll see what they can do.
Low just waiting, jiggling around the corner. The Nebula comes up. They'll throw out that dark cover as well. Paranoia at the ready in case they start to push. This is pretty much going to be their only play. Stax getting dazed. The drop down comes in. Jinbungi lines up the headshot. Breaking things open as Glow TP's into back sight. They take a couple pot shots in his direction. King is there, the crossfire, but then does fall. Glow finds one before getting tapped down, and now it's RB with an operator versus 2 with rifles. He gets his way up into heaven, but he can't see a damn thing. Pushes out, denies the spike plant. Now he just has to buy time. 16 seconds remaining. Dark cover, tossed, the nade around the corner. Doesn't find too much damage. RB, does he just go for the blind shot? No, he does not. He waits it out. Cannot quite see him. He's right there in the back! And Jinbungi's got the shot! WGS! They shut down a major economic investment round from Vision Strikers. The op is gone!
Yeah, this is helping them hold the lead for so much longer. It's not just about that one round anymore. And you can see it in Vision Strikers' faces. You know that they committed to that, hoping to really turn things around. And now, overall, their economy is kind of bouncy across the roster. They're going to have to stabilize a little bit. WGS, I mean, we have some clutch kills coming in from RB, from Zest, from Stax in some of these rounds, but we saw it in the first map as well. WGS isn't playing the KD game. Their KDs were overall pretty low. They averaged around 1.2, 1.3, but they got the wins they needed, and they're making it happen again.
This is just incredible from WGS. They are just outgunning them at every twist and turn. Vision Strikers are playing out of sorts. They break down the wall. They get the spot onto Zest. They get the daze. They finish him off. Stacks with the Sheriff, manages to find yet another one. Can he replicate his success and find 3 kills in the round? That I do not know. Trailblazer to spot. Han thinking about going for a bit of a dimensional drift. Takes quite a bit of damage. Will pull back. And the healing will come out from XPP to top him back up. Hawk forward. Spotting him, but yep, he's in the ult. He sees Stax. How aggro does he want to go? Jumps back over into Ramen. Seems like it's going to be an inch through. Oh, I was going to say through the sewer, but really great shutdown from Stax. At this point, Stax should just never not be using the Sheriff.
I was about to say, I mean, he is...
Oh, the timing. Oh, the timing. Oh, it's so awkward. Hashira, in the meantime, he dies in heaven. RB says the spike is over here. He needs to get the kill. Domes him once, jumps around the corner, but here comes Hashira. Gets the kill, 20 seconds remaining. As they're making their way over towards A. Eye ready in behind Stax.
Stax needs to watch out, but he also needs to push it in. The teleport comes out for Glow.
Oh, Hashira, they delay the plant, and now they're not going to be able to have it. Stax just needs to stay alive. If he dies, then that will be it. Eye ready. Trying to rush around the back of sight with the classic drawn out. They're playing ring around the rosy. Stax gets the final shot. There is the thrifty win. 4 kills for Stax in the round. A 3rd round win for Vision Strikers, but they are still not tied up.
Yeah, and man, just having this many rounds go down to the wire is not something we're used to for Vision Strikers. This much suspense and tension every round. I mean, this is not where Vision Strikers wants to be. They're definitely being pressed a little hard. Now, WGS, they took a bit of a hit that last round, and especially with the thrifty win from Vision Strikers, they're now feeling pretty comfortable. You see the operator back out, but once again, what does that mean? They need to make this win count.
Yeah.
Otherwise, RB's in a bit of trouble once again.
Should have enough from his teammates to get a buy off if they need it, but that's a great shot from Zest. Keeping up with that headshot rating that we saw him establish in the open qualifier, and as XPP tries to spray down the wall there with that stinger, will get punished for it. So fantastic start on the round here for Vision Strikers, and this time I don't think WGS is going to be able to come back for it. But that being said, this has still been a fantastic half for them.
Yeah.
They are setting themselves up so well for the defense.
Yeah, I mean, this is not what you expect when you're watching a Vision Strikers match, and especially against someone who's not new turn specifically. So this is absolutely insane. And WGS, the only problem though is that because they keep trading so much, their economy never really stays in the lead. They're always having to kind of rebuy. So that's the only kind of weakness of how they're playing right now.
Well, Zest has 3. Push up here from iReady, and oh man, somehow cannot get Glow. Took him down to 40, but Vision Strikers get a flawless to tie us up 4-4. But they need to win out from here. They need to make this an 8-4 in the half to feel comfortable going on to the attack.
Yes.
Their win rate is significantly worse there compared to defense.
And again, we talked about the utility that this composition brings for WGS in denying entry, denying vision. You don't want to have to win too many rounds against that, right? You maybe want to win the pistol round and a couple more, and you kind of secure the deal. So Vision Strikers, they need to get their typical streak going. And if they get shut down here again, it's back to square one for both teams. WGS now do have their rifles, though.
Showstopper is ready as Hashira makes his way into heaven. Does get spotted, clears out ropes, doesn't find anything, drops down. He's removing the dart, drop comes in from Zest. Fantastically timed, gets the punish. Now ult gone, no raise. RB just holding, hoping that this Boombot spots somebody so he can get a blind shot through the smoke. Does not manage to do so, though.
Wow.
Spike's going to be rotated over towards mid, perhaps.
Yeah, going through the sewer alone, though, so a little risky if he gets picked off, but they're taking their time. iReady does see the dark cover come out once again, so knows that Glow is still hanging out here.
Okay, Glow just going to be TPing out. They're going to have to think maybe that... Okay, well, the Seekers will confirm that that is not going to be a fake, as they do spot Han here. And Zest is waiting. Oh, Han! Basically, 180s to get him. Very nicely done. Paranoia comes flying through. Now 2 members left. Jin Bungi does manage to find one. They'll hear the footsteps of XPP rotating around underneath of heaven. Spike yet to be planted. Glow just trying to play this out slowly. Wait for the rest of the team to arrive. One in alley. Nade is not going to clear. They'll get the location of XPP from that play. While they're distracted, Glow tries to go for it, but suddenly now it's King with 25 health.
What a turnaround from Jin Bungi.
King trying to fake out of heaven. Comes back in. Comes down the rope, but is he ready for this close of an angle? No, he is not.
Oh my god.
WGS, they get back in the lead.
I thought Glow had that. I thought he had, I even thought he had the double for sure, but Jin Bungi, his spidey senses were tingling. He turns around, gets the kill instantly. And, I mean, this is what we were talking about. Vision Strikers, I mean, they can still get the weapons they want, the utility they want. They have the showstopper now. RB's made some crazy things happen with that showstopper early on in any round. So they have a shot, but again, it doesn't feel good because if WGS can get full utility plus rifles in any given round, even if they have to rebuy, they are making stuff happen towards that W, and they're still keeping the lead 5-4.
Double play now into the garage. RB with the op staring down mid, but doesn't see much. Zest even getting himself right outside of Ramen. Will pull back over to Male. Well, playing in an off angle compared to the previous rounds as the Hawks come flying through. Gets a blind, confirms the presence here in the garage. The wall will just be broken down here in mid. Gravity well used just to ensure that there's nobody hiding in behind it. Try to pull them out of the open as the slow orb comes through, and Zest is going for the aggro peaks, but gets punished. Hashira finding the kill, only falls down to 66, and he'll get topped up.
This doesn't look so good, especially when that guiding light used the last one for Snacks. They know that they're out of garage, but now they're all in mid. Now the spike is hanging back.
I was going to say, there's a slow lurk coming in from Glow. He's made his way up into garage. If he can get this kill,
oh my.
It would be huge.
iReady needs to watch out. If he dies here and drops a spike.
Wraparound's coming through from Han. This is going to be a fake on the TP out this time, though.
And
Has
they're
to
prepared
move
for
away.
it.
Yep. They try to clear the angle, and he cannot make it out. Stax does manage to find Hashira. Follows up for XPP. Can he continue to hold it down? The one tap is there. The clock running down. They get the paranoia through. The pistol going to be drawn out. Right clicks come in. iReady does manage to finish him off. King now interrupts at the spike. Cannot be planted. And that will be the round as Vision Strikers tie us up again. No one really willing to peek against Jin Bung Yi. It would seem, and for good reason. He pushes the corner, takes out King, and retains his weapon.
Oh, that feels a little bad for WGS, though. They had that ready to go. They caught Glow off guard, but Stax was just prepared in the back of the site. Gets 3 in a row and a one-tap at the end of that, for sure. I mean, WGS, it doesn't feel good, but what they're proving, though, is that their style is working against Vision Strikers, right? They're not letting Vision Strikers get a full read on them. Normally, when we see Vision Strikers dominating, I mean, not only are they getting reads in the game, but Glow seems to just know exactly what they do on every round. This time, they're always defaulting because they have to wait.
It's another heavy investment here from Vision Strikers. As Stax spending his hard-earned cash to put another operator in the hands of RB. See if he can make some solid use of it this time around. As Zest continues to play inside of this dark cover. He's going to wall this off, but they have no interest in B at the moment. It is just going to be full-blown charge up into heaven now. RB holding the angle, has to back off. Good zoning coming through from Hashira. Forces his position and actually chunks him down to 72. That nade is incredible value here for the side of WGS. He manages to snipe one before Hashira presses forward, gets the kill, swaps over, but he's not ready for the collapse to come in. Zest catches him from behind as King just holds down the backside. There's the finish as Stax cleans up too. Vision Strikers, they take a lead, but it is not nearly as strong as they would like. 6-5 as we go into the last round of the half.
That is not a score line that Vision Strikers will be used to on this map. But that last round, though, that's the VS we know, right? As soon as they hear something, mid, they say, all right, we're rotating immediately, and they're prepared for that. And I love that they switched to the Cypher this time around, because Cypher, I think, can buy just a little bit more time if they're all funneling in, and that works out in their favor. King, of course, stays alive to hold the site. Meanwhile, the rest of the team can come for cover.
Well, now it all comes down to this last round of the half. Vision Strikers, do they move up 7-5, or do we see ourselves completely tied up 6-6?
I think Vision Strikers needs this win. They want to start that second half 7-5.
I mean, even then, it's still such a dangerous spot to be in. You don't feel good about moving over to attack with that sort of record. Because they cannot play as aggressively as we're seeing from WGS. Especially given how much vision denial is going to be there with these star setups as well as the dark covers. Garnering information is going to be so very difficult for Vision Strikers. Trap wires cleared as they drop down.
So King rotating back just to help cover for RB, so RB can hold that angle.
They've spotted him. They know. Okay.
Okay.
You got to come out somewhere.
He was pretty
got
deep
the setup.
in.
Oh, Zest over the wall. Finds two. A huge start to maintain a bit of a lead here going into the next half. RB finds XPP as well, coming up, scouting into A. Making their way through here. Now it's just going to be a spray through the smoke. Han and iReady taking a little bit of damage. Still holding on, but 2v5 in the final round. That will be the finish here. Another flawless for Vision Strikers, but certainly not a flawless half.
Oh, definitely not. The rounds they won in Vision Striker style, but the rest of them, they kind of just got manipulated into positions they never wanted to be in. WGS, they are playing, I think, really smart Valorant, right? They're playing for just trades through and through. They're not trying to stack up their, KDs. They're not trying to stack up their numbers. They're using their bodies for information, right? They're using everything they have because, again, they're playing more of a denial game than trying to gain all the information. So once they deny a little bit, they say, all right, we just go in, go for the trades, and that's the information we'll work off of. Now, we've talked about this ever since we started the second map on Split. Man, WGS on defense with the Astra, and then on top of that, of course, you still have the Omen. This is going to be a lot that you have to try to break through, and just the fact that the stars are there is already something that you have to work around of, and it's not something that happens every match. So Vision Strikers has a bit of a struggle, perhaps, coming their way in the second half.
see how they pilot this. A very strong attack here from WGS to put up 5 rounds versus Vision Strikers. See if Vision Strikers can try to match that. I mean, guys, if you have friends who are asleep right now, call them. Wake them the hell up.
This is worth it.
Say, Vision Strikers might lose. Because even if they win here,
Yeah.
it's being played so very closely. And then there's another map to go through.
That's true. I mean, WGS is in the lead in the match, right? 1-0 on map score.
You don't not want to be there when they lose.
Yeah,
Like,
seriously. This could be history in the making. And again, I mean, we've seen Vision Strikers lose maps before, but just the way that this match is overall being played out.
Yeah. It feels like it's closer than ever. RB getting blinded as Han is looking to get up close and personal. The boom bot. He'll clear it. Paranoia is good, and he gets the dome. Snaps back over, and now he can play the B side.
Oh my goodness. That usage and that communication with Jin Bung-yi, that duo is unstoppable right now in this matchup. The Omen and the Yoru.
I mean, Han is showing us that this can be played at the highest level.
정찰병이 당했어.
I'm just amazed that we're getting 2 consecutive maps of Yoru, and we have yet to get a Viper.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy to think about. I mean, I think a lot of people would agree on paper that Viper's changes were much stronger in her favor. Yoru was still kind of debatable, but Han is playing it in a very specific way. Now, I don't think it's strong enough that like everyone's going to start picking up Yoru, but he's making it work, and it's enough that it throws a wrench in Vision Strikers' plans, right? It's a bit of a curveball, and then they can switch back to something more standard if they feel comfortable.
Ashida holding from heaven, peeking through mail. That's going to be the nade let loose. That should get a decent amount of value. They kind of have to charge up through it. They do tag him up quite a bit, but Stacks falls low. Heal comes out from Zest. As the shots start flying here from Han. Gets blinded, full hawk right there to the face. As they can start getting the spike planted, will just be default, it seems. As Glow throws out the paranoia. Han presses forward, though. Does manage to get a punish. Traded out by Zest. As the spike. Clocks are getting ran down. They just can't plant it. WGS will win the pistol.
Oh, this is dangerous territory for Vision Strikers. I mean, we joke about how they lose the pistol round every time, but not right now. That now was not the time to lose that advantage. And WGS, again, the way they're using their skills is not, or their abilities is not something that Vision Strikers, I think, is prepared for, right? Vision Strikers, you can still see them playing the way they normally do. They want to get information, but you're not expecting pushes like that, and then for Yoru to wrap all the way back around to the other side. This is incredible kind of style counterplay from WGS.
Yeah. 6-7 with an expected round win given the guns. WGS should be able to tie us up yet again, which is just such terrifying territory to be in for Vision Strikers.
There's the fake out. Just seeing if there's any reaction to that. Not much, though. Vision Strikers being patient as always.
If that ability was anything else, Yoru would be busted. It's like the one thing that keeps him tempered. Great tap comes through onto Glow. Chunks him out. It'll keep him zoned back, but Glow should be able to receive some nice healing here pretty shortly. There we go.
Hashiro waiting with the judge up in mail. Now, I'm Ready's all alone as Vision Strikers. Now, WGS doesn't have a read on this at all. Vision Strikers is all funneling towards A, but the Nebula. This could do wonders.
He finds one, he finds two, three! Has to go for the reload before Stacks finally shuts him down. 2v3 now, and weakened. Ashida pushing out. There's the double tap to go ahead and tie it up. WGS putting them in the grave.
This is the strength of that Nebula. It's so strong on denial, and despite the information they would have had during the first kill, they're still not able to pinpoint him right away. They have to inch forward a little bit further into the Nebula, and meanwhile, you're just getting the spray coming from I'm Ready. Picks off 2-3. WGS, this is very, very impressive. Look at this. He is just on point.
30초 남았어.
Unbelievable. Such a great lurk. Just stayed there the entire time. Got the read that this was where the push was going to happen. Well, rifles now in hand. The 3 judges.
I was looking at that. I was like, what's on the other side? Oh,
So,
3 judges.
It might not matter at all that they have rifle advantage. Shutting down that boom bot. Setting up another Nebula here. As there are 2 judges in a crossfire. The smoke is out.
Oh my.
Stax is dead. The flash is now gone. The AoE healing taken away. Spike going to be picked up. Likely taken through sewers, it would seem. We'll start creeping that one over now. But they're looking for the push. They charge down. Jinboogie gets both of them. Glow now still wrapping up as Zest makes his way out onto B. If nothing else, I guess to cause a distraction so they could get this plant, perhaps. Glow will spot one. Zest is gone.
No.
All down to him. He will manage to take out one, but this would be so much to ask for. And yeah, there you have it. Right on the corner, the headshot with the judge. WGS have the lead, and they are 5 rounds away from taking down Vision Strikers.
This is nowhere in any of my prep did I ever imagine this specific scenario would be happening.
I thought that there was going to be a 2-0 today.
Oh my god.
But definitely not WGS.
Yeah, this is for them to take the lead and for Vision Strikers, the fact that they play it slow is starting to bite them a little bit. And again, they play smart, but you can't play smart if you don't have any information to work off of. It doesn't matter how smart you are, you don't have any parameters. And now WGS is just shutting things down one by one. Astra has that A side on lockdown.
It's okay, Stax is a sheriff.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This match will continue. It's going to be tied up.
It's winnable. Yeah, it's going to be 8-8 in a second.
He's been incredibly on point with the sheriff this map, but we'll see if that, kind of luck can carry through here. Because you're up against the judges and the rifles.
Just using the fake out there yet again. As they creep forward. Nebula coming up. Wall not used, just relying on the dark cover here as the nade. Just gets a smattering of damage coming through. Boombot going to be sent down. Doesn't quite make it across the rafters there as they would have liked. Trailblazer drops down. Does manage to spot one playing close, and they get right in on top of RB. Glow, however, will find one with the sheriff. Jinboogie does get tagged up, needs to remove the dart. Will manage to do so. Making their way forward. There's the blind side coming in. Oh, but Zest is ready. King as well finds 2. And they will close out the round. It might not have been Stax getting the kills, but the rest of the team make the Sheriffs work, and it is in fact tied up 8-8.
And the weaknesses of WGS being taken advantage of here by Vision Strikers, because WGS, last time, even the round they won last, iReady was there on his own, playing it correctly, but the communication was late for the rest of the team to rotate around. Once again, they gave up B control. They were all still stacked on mid, and Vision Strikers just said, okay, we know how they've been playing. We got just enough information. And on top of that, Han was spotted in mid, so they know he's not on either side getting ready to rotate around. So they say, all right, let's just all swing back around to B. Works in the favor of Vision Strikers as they tie things up. And we still have 2 judges on the side of WGS, but rest of the entire match on rifles.
Significantly weaker right now, but oh man, the blind side finds Zest. Stax does manage to trade that back very swiftly, but don't want to lose one that early on the attacker side, especially one of your healers, especially Zest, who can bring somebody back into the round.
Yep, bit of a rough start, but they still do have the Sky as well. XPP just getting some information mid.
Oh no. Oh, King managing to outtrade him. Still falls dangerously low. 34 HP remaining here on the Cypher as RB just wants to get the hell onto the site, clears this out. Now tries to lock it down. King is lurking from below, using that cam set all the way back to try to get a spot onto screens. We'll see that dark cover traveling down from heaven. Calls for the grenade to be used, and Jinboogie not going to be able to poke his head out of the window there for a little while. Spike now starting to get planted. RB moves up on the corner, finds 2, back to back. And suddenly the Vision Strikers, they're looking alive.
They know where he is. All eyes on Jinbungi.
But have him taking quite a bit of damage here. Falling down to 34 health.
Still looking for someone.
Oh. Trying to get the shots there onto Stacks, but Stacks will go ahead, draw back down. Gets the kill. 9-8 Vision Strikers just barely keeping their heads above the water.
Yeah, they're starting to look a bit more comfortable, though. Thankfully for Vision Strikers fans, I mean, this is the team you're used to watching, right? They're working a bit more cohesively once again. They're not being threatened, and I really think while Han may not seem like he's doing that much other than, a couple cool plays, the information that he's able to gather by staying alive and just drawing out a lot of that attention has been huge. And every time Han gets shut down early, WGS seems to be, just kind of knocked down one notch in terms of their speed, right?
Here we go.
Oh,
Big entry. The
boy.
Paranoia and RB says hello. Shuts him down. Operator out of hand now. 3-man push coming through mid. Likely going to have to try to approach perhaps from the sewers where Glow is lurking. Seems like they're not fully convinced yet that this is on A. And Glow, yeah, he spots one. He takes down Hashira from behind at Ramen. Now we'll rejoin in with the rest of the squad as RB just holds heaven.
You have to realize that Vision Strikers is starting to play a bit more aggressively. They're not splitting up.
They got to save, yeah.
Yeah, and WGS has to save, but the fact that they were committed so far deep into Ramen to check for something else at B, I mean, maybe keep one there just to make sure that there's no lurk. Glow finds one again as they're looking for.
They want the punish.
Wow. Vision Strikers, now they have control. You can just tell in the way they're playing and the way WGS is playing.
Every kill that they get, that's, one less rifle in their hands, one less person that can, buy a rifle for somebody who died in this round. So Glow, he is going on the lurk. He wants to try to find some more, but it seems like that is going to be as good as it gets as he tries to clear his way through Garage. But Vision Strikers now taking 3 in a row.
That round, I think WGS, if it's not clicking to you now that Vision Strikers is kind of changing up the pace of how they're working, especially with what you saw come through, right? You saw the Paranoia and then RB jumping all the way deep inside, and you get killed and no one else is there to cover for you, you gotta bet that they're going to commit to A. I mean, Vision Strikers doesn't just hang back again for no reason. This is a team that as soon as they know that a path is clear, they commit.
Yeah, I mean, look at the money here from Vision Strikers. Pretty much everybody is going to be capped. Ashira moving forward. Uh-oh.
Held back a little bit.
Yeah. Trap wire. It's going to be holding him up for a little while. Yeah, I mean, good luck killing the boom bot at that range with the judge. Does not manage to do so, but they're starting to lurk back over towards the side. He's playing up close, staring at A main. Stars gets set up. Trailblazer to check into the smoke there at Mail will confirm the presence of Jinbungi.
That Nebula felt a little too early here on A. I mean, if they were pushing at that time, you could have made something happen, but now you just wait. You're able to clear the covey there with the cam.
Okay, well, showstopper coming through. RB, just let it loose, just let it loose! Okay, he does not do so. Hashira gets the punish.
A 지점에 떨어졌습니다.
Oh dear. Always painful to see those rockets just get shut down in the middle of it. They get the vision here. Coming through from the Neural Theft, but still Stacks is only able to trade one in heaven. 3v3 in the attempted retake as the Cosmic Divide fades away. Rez is available, so that's likely going to use that perhaps at the end of the... Actually, no, they can all buy. He can save that for a more important round. I was going to say maybe to try to just recover an extra rifle, but no real need there. Han jumping forward, gets himself right around the corner. They're ready for it. Zest taking his head off. King finding another. Pushes in. Gets the tap. That's XPP gone. 3 kills for the Cypher here. As Vision Strikers continue to press forward, Spike does not engulf any of them.
Man, WGS, what they wanted to do there was, even if they're not getting the defuse, just punish as much as possible, try to even things out. They're not able to get it. They are just rolling in creds right now on the side of Vision Strikers.
And this is where things get really terrifying for WGS trying to close out this map. Vision Strikers, given the economic advantage, are very well poised to ride this out all the way into 13, so need to come up with a bit of a turnaround win here. Obviously wouldn't be a thrifty given the number of guns in hand, but it certainly feels like one.
Yes. On, just gonna have to take care of that boom bot. Let's go by. Did have to fire though, so information given. And Vision Strikers reacting accordingly. They know that someone's pushed out a bit far. They know that the Astra has her eyes on this side.
They might not be ready. Raha should have boosted up top here. Does have the Vandal in hand. They get this timing right on the peak. This could be huge. The Seekers, though, going to reveal his location. They clear him out. Let's say, yeah, he's just going to blast pack across, get himself out to safety. And Jinboogie is going to replace him.
Okay. A bit risky, but Vision Strikers not biting any of it, though. They saw a lot of commitment, and so they just wait things out once again.
They fake back over towards Ramen. This puts one in heaven. TP back across.
This is all on RB, though. They don't have much else to work with.
But they got the bite here. XPP has rotated all the way over to A. They think this might end up being a mid-hit. Now he's going to rotate through ropes. RB gets himself into the back of sight, and Jinboogie can do nothing but pull away. Cyber Cage dropped, cutting off alley access, and the spike is going to be planted. Now it's a 5v5 attempted retake here for WGS to try to keep their heads in the game. Trailblazer not going to find too much of anything.
WGS just waiting for all 5 to be here.
Oh, the drop down. Han finds one. Hashira finds another. Glow gone. Suddenly, it starts looking a bit more doable. Already spamming through the smoke. Stacks. Standstall manages to find 2 before getting dropped by Jinboogie. They push around the corner. They find King. It all comes down to RB. He will fall, and that will be the defuse.
Ooh.
9 rounds now on the board for WGS. They finally broken the streak.
Yeah, things are still very close, but this is where you still see the difference, right? No matter how close it is, WGS still gets baited a little bit harder, and they're committing a little bit too much to some of these rotations. Meanwhile, Vision Strikers is playing the mind game stronger now. They know how WGS reacts, and WGS's reads on Vision Strikers' movements have been kind of poor, even in the rounds they win. I mean, earlier we saw the Cosmic Divide as well. It seemed a little rushed, you know, assuming they were maybe coming up through Heaven. They don't have as much, again, information that they're working off of. It's all about denial. And if you can't get that first deny, WGS is also working off the back foot. So Vision Strikers loses that, but they had the right idea. We'll see what they work with this time. Looks a bit towards A for now, but you know Vision Strikers are waiting until they see a little bit of movement from WGS.
WGS has a couple tools that they can work with. The Seekers are online, so if they get an early pick, can try to spot out a potential rotation here from Vision Strikers. Use those and see where everybody's going to be located. Boombot to go and try to clear ropes. Trailblazer checking ramp. Don't see anything as XPP just continues to lurk inside of this dark cover at Mail. Pulls back now, Seeker's going to be used. Glow will help clear them. As, oh man, right as the smoke dissipates. Was going for King, and they find the pick onto him. RB pushing up though, but he's not ready for the shot from behind. XPP having rotated all the way around. Gets himself in position. ready now. Takes down Stacks, and WGS look to get within touching distance of Vision Strikers, turning the economic situation completely on its head.
Yeah, Shira waiting in the back of B. Jinboogie just getting some information. Shira gets one.
Does. Gets the tap onto Glow. The clock running down. Last pack to get out. Glow gets the headshot. Doesn't have any HP, and Jinboogie will finish him. 1 round separating the 2.
Oh my goodness. I mean, where were you when WGS gave so much trouble to Vision Strikers? And they're up a map. I mean, Vision Strikers is currently fighting for the match right now to stay alive in the match. Of course, it is double elimination, but still, for Vision Strikers to take their first match loss ever as they're kicking off the main event in stage 2, like that's
in the first round of stage 2, with Reykjavik on the horizon.
Oh my!
Versus a team that didn't qualify for Challengers Week 3 in stage 1.
Yeah, this is a huge
I don't know
upset.
what WGS was doing, but they went into the goddamn hyperbolic time chamber during their downtime, waiting to come in for stage 2, and they put that time to use.
Listen, they were just waiting for the Euro buffs, okay? Forget Viper.
I mean, I guess. No, I mean, just everybody is performing so much better. Thought maybe for a second RB was going to be going for some blind shots into the corner there at Mail. Instead, it's going to be a double push. RB does manage to find one. Can he get the second? The answer is going to be no. Hashira takes him down, takes down King as well. And it looks like we're going to be tied up 4-2 right now remaining. WGS, can they get it done? The Seekers are coming through. It's a desperation play now from Stax. They clear them out. Stax tries to make it across. He takes the aim duel, and Han comes out on top. 11-11. Make a wish, WGS. You're damn sure that they are wishing for a victory, and they are 2 rounds away from having it.
This is absolutely insane. You look at Vision Strikers, they are flustered. They don't know how to go forward from here. And WGS, I mean, I know I criticize the reads a little bit, but they've figured it out now. You know, their Vision Strikers is kind of hanging back again, going with what they usually do, you know, kind of setting up for default positions, trying to get information. And WGS says, no, you know what, we're going to push forward into these smokes. We're going to deny information and then take advantage of it, shut you down.
And this is it. This is basically an all-in from Vision Strikers. There's so little money. Stax with 100 remaining after this buy. If they lose this round, it's basically done.
Vision Strikers just trying to see something happen. Dimensional Drift coming out from Hans Yoru.
Just looking to scout. Will manage to find one, jumps back, removes the mask. Sees them over at Ramen. King presses forward. There's the gravity well, does not catch him. Moves over to play the harsher angle.
Saw him.
Who comes out on top? Just holding this one down. Looks over to the side. Would have been a good peak timing here from King. Trades back a decent little bit of damage. Gets the kill. The showstopper comes in an RP! He will find 2, but Han does get the punish, so it's just going to be a 2 for 2.
Oh my gosh, they were not expecting the 2, but they also weren't expecting the showstopper on the side of WGS.
Glow up here in heaven. Paranoia coming through. Hashira lets the rocket loose. Does not manage to get any damage then. Lobs the rocket over towards Mail as well. Wall going to be coming up. Cutting off alley, blocking Vision from heaven. The spike now going to be planted. Vision Strikers, they absolutely need to win this. Either team going to be locking in at least overtime.
WGS just waiting for XPP to join up. Taking care of that Sage barrier, the wall.
2 from alley, 1 in heaven. Hawk goes into the back. Gets the confirmation, but I believe it actually clipped Zest. They still may think that there's going to be somebody in the backside. The Trailblazer, yeah, will get cleared. Stax nearly dropping down into the line of fire. Here's them in, onto the spike. They need to deny it. They managed to find 2. It's just going to be Jinbung. Stax is there. Vision Strikers, they managed to take it. 12-11.
Oh man, I mean Vision Strikers again, they committed to that round and they made it work. WGS now fighting to go into overtime, but they are totally capable of doing so. Now Jinbung a little bit low on the money, but everyone else should be able to get everything they want. And now they're going to request that gun, of course, with it being the last round one way or the other. We have an operator for Hashira.
Yeah, brought in by XPP. Big expenditure now, as it looks like RB going zipping through, but shut down instantly. Could this be it? Are we going to overtime here on Split?
WGS just have to play it back a little bit, right? You shut down RB, you're not going to get any surprise entries. You have the advantage right now. You have so much denial. King is inched forward towards the coffee shop.
Gets spotted. No, King strikes faster. Gets the headshot. Now we'll be using the Neural Theft as the Cosmic Divide comes up, cutting across A.
That doesn't stop him, though. They saw exactly where they were.
There's the res, holding it for this crucial moment. Man advantage now for the side of Vision Strikers. Boombot sent through. Hawk out onto site. iReady manages to find another kill, this time onto Zest. Drops down, the Hawk comes in, they push through. They manage to find him, and as King finds XPP off cam. Now 4-2, Jinbung dead. Vision Strikers not going down without a fight. It's all on Hashira in a 1v4 to try to keep the hopes alive. I just don't think he can do it. It seems like we're going to be going to a map 3.
Yeah, I mean, Hashira has to make something happen, of course, being the last round, but it's up against 4 people with just the operator. Not too much to work with. It would be an absolute miracle if he can make this happen.
Nades out to clear underneath of heaven, pushes through with the Sheriff in hand, but it's not going to be enough. 13-11 the scoreline yet again, but this time Vision Strikers come out on top.
right, Haven with Vision Strikers on attack to kick things off. And obviously just generally overall Haven offense favored map. And that you can see that on the percentages for both teams as well. See what WGS has prepared. Of course it is just the pistol round starting off, so nothing too crazy from either side, but Vision Strikers being pretty aggressive in through Garage and C.
Yeah, they're trying to upset the pace a little bit here. Drop down from the Astra. Here comes right ready from behind, but King is watching the angle. Jinbungi does manage to find one, but they push the corner, and they just mow them down. Stack's going to be offering up some healing here to his squad members. As Han snaps back over, doesn't want to push in from long, comes over to join in with XPP. As the Hawk gets a blind. See how they try to reapproach this, but 2v4, 2v3. Hawk around the corner. It's a little bit of a blind here. Han, however, pressing forward into the smoke, gets cut down by Stacks with a headshot. You know he's going to be lurking in the smoke, but wasn't quite ready for King to be holding out at C long. So the pistol round, yet again, goes the way of Vision Strikers.
Yeah, and even though it's just a pistol round, picking up that tempo a little bit for Vision Strikers, you love to see that when they're going up against a team like WGS and how they've been playing so far in the matchup. This might be the change-up they need because WGS, they're working on setups to deny entry, to deny vision. But if the whole team of Vision Strikers is already past that point, you don't really have much to do in reactionary terms for WGS. So we'll see if Vision Strikers is able to keep that up. I mean, this is a team that adapts round to round, right? They're trying to read their opponents every single time.
Well, solid start here for Stacks and King to try to get those ults online. 2 kills apiece. There's the boom bot. We'll look to clear out here at short. Han's continuing to press aggressively. Just trying to get those right clicks in. That's going to be the blind coming through. They push the corner. Jinbungi will fall, clipped by the Paranoia as well. Wrap around now as they see Han still continuing to lurk in short. RB moving up behind him and arrives right as he dies. This is going to be plant coming down as XPP makes his way up through the smoke. The nade, however, going to be offering up quite a bit of damage here onto the sky, and as he makes his way through, will just crumble.
Vision Strikers set up very comfortably here on the site with all 5 members. Just 2 on the side of WGS. I mean, WGS wants to make something happen, right? Even if they're losing, they want to maybe trade at least one. They definitely want to go down with it. They won't, there's no point in saving here. And they are actually just going to get taken out as they try to funnel through those smokes. Flawless for Vision Strikers. A much more comfortable start than anything we've seen so far in this match.
Yeah, very true. Well, granted, they did start up 2-0 on split.
Oh, you're right, they did.
And then it got turned around in the rifle round. So let's see what happens.
All right, WGS, this is where they've been making this happen. Now, Han has continued to play quite aggressive. Earlier in the second round, didn't even have the gate crash set up as a kind of backup plan, was just pushing up. Obviously, again, it was a bonus round for Vision Striker, so not too much harm done. There we go, there's the gate crash for that blink backwards. Oh, all of WGS pushing up very far.
Yeah, 2 members in mid, 2 at C long. Everybody at A, otherwise just going to be chilling back. Just a single person at A, I should say. Han, however, going to get spotted, so they know that they are playing forward. So the Hawks do start flying. Droning up A long.
WGS needs to know already that they're all in on A. No one was spotted on C, no one was spotted mid.
Are they going to be ready for this, though? Han has snapped back, got himself into the dark cover, goes to press out, finds RB. Takes a couple shots, spots King. Jinbungi will find that kill. And now Vision Striker starts answering back in kind, finding 2, making this a 3v3 as the spike starts to get planted. 1 in the back. Cheating around from heaven, down below to this B link. Well, Hashira gets a really great tap there onto Zest with that Vandal. Hawk in from behind, Stacks not getting blinded. Feeling cheeky, presses up, misses the headshot. The dark cover comes through. He'll take a little bit of damage. Now goes to hold back over towards short. Shots coming in. Stacks will trade out for 1. And now it's Glow in a 1v2. Looking to hold the site. Shots flying. He falls low. The jump up over the top. And it seems like Split is repeating itself. WGS win the rifle round.
Yeah, really well done. You know, a little late than I would have wanted to see on the rotation over to A, but they still work with what they've got. I mean, they're getting the information they need to push forward against Vision Strikers, although they're on defense.
I think maybe the first time that I've ever done this. I'm gonna have to criticize Stax for that decision to push out into the link. If he had just held, the cubby on the right side of the door, they might not have anticipated him holding that angle. He can hold everybody coming in from that side, and then that enables for Glow to watch short, and then that just stops all access to the site. If they don't do that, he decides to get greedy. He pushes, gets punished for it, and they end up losing the round. So a very costly mistake.
Well, WGS, once again, we have to repeat it, they're definitely testing Vision Strikers, whether it's in terms of strategy and kind of set plays, or whether it's just in terms of pacing, right? They were hyper aggressive in that round in round 3. Now they're reeling it back just a bit, as we know that Vision Striker is coming back with their rifles.
And now they have something to lose. Ashida with his judge just going to be sitting here over on the side of C long, just hoping that somebody's going to come cheating forward, but we know with the top down, and nobody from Vision Strikers is on that side of the map. That being said, there is a 3-man stack right now for WGS, as the Seekers will get called out. Trailblazer going to be used, pushing forward spots. XPP right here on the corner. Hawk coming through. They get the tap on him. And RB will find the kill. Now iReady eliminated. RB finds the second. That's the site broken open. I mean, the nades come flying just in case, but nobody is even close. We'll see if Jinbungi and Hashira can do anything to try to get some of these rifles out of their hands. Otherwise, Vision Striker is going to be looking to move up 3-1.
Yeah, absolutely well executed by Vision Strikers. When they have a play in mind, it's so clean. Now King waiting in the dark cover. One.
Here's him pushing, can't quite get the second. Doesn't have the spray transfer, but Glow is there, so they lose out on one gun. So the Vision Strikers wrest control out of the hands of WGS.
Yeah, and again, WGS, nothing too much to worry about again, right? On Haven, you're on defense, but the economy is where you want to start paying attention, though. Even if you're losing, you want to be able to stay in the game. And WGS, what we've noticed so far is even when they win, their economy takes quite a bit of a hit. So they need to kind of figure out, how do you want to set this up on a 3-spike site map where you can play that kind of aggressive mode? What I've noticed is Han hasn't quite figured out where he wants to push out and get that information. This time it's going to be Garage.
He's rotating all over the place. Spamming through, just pushing straight up through that cyber cage. I'm going to be called back. Drone moving forward out of short. And it's, I mean, 3 members stacked up here at C. We'll snap back over, though. Good preparation here. Gate crash from Han to try to give a little bit of reinforcements over to iReady. The satchel charge will chunk him out. There's yet another one around the corner, and iReady is down to 25 health now. Heal will come out, however. As XPP puts him back up to 100.
WGS trying to make their way through A long as well.
Ooh. Glow on the lurk. Is ready for it. Mows them both down. The blind spray through the smoke, I think, actually just destroyed the guiding light. Push in, though. RB not getting fully blinded, is ready to react. Gets the kill, follows up for another, and it's just Han left up in heaven. And they know exactly where he's at. He does drop down, can't get anything done. Flawless round for Vision Strikers. 4-1. And this has got to start becoming a bit worrisome for WGS. Because while Vision Strikers does have a slightly higher win percentage on attack, it's only by 4%.
Yeah.
They're still incredibly strong on defense.
Yes, still 60% on defense, which is absolutely something to be notable of, right, on Haven. So WGS, they got to start doing a bit of damage here, and specifically on the scoreboard, not just in terms of, a little economy here and there, but Vision Strikers is already at a point where they're starting to run away with the money, or with the creds here. WGS going with a bit more aggression once again.
Gate crash, lob back over towards A. Han finally sees the camera. Goes out the blind, but everybody's now starting to rotate into Garage and see long. Do see XPP hugging in the corner. Moves up into the smoke as RB goes for the entry, throws it into, oh man, finds Jin Boogie instantly. And XPP is not even getting an opportunity to play the game.
Wow, what a complete shutdown on what little setup WGS had on the C site. Vision Strikers. I mean, the fact that they just know where everyone is going, what everyone's doing, trying to get as much information as possible, and he's not going to like what he's seeing.
Okay, well, hush it up, managing to find two. Stax finishing him off now. iReady is gone. And Han is the last one alive here at Garage. Spotted. And he knows exactly where Zest is, but there's not really a damn thing he can do about it. Stax will take his head off. And this is what my concern was. Kind of, you know, even coming into today, which was, okay, even if WGS take Ascent, they have to get through Split and Haven, and this is a very rough start to Haven.
Man, you can't help but think that if they could have only closed it out on Split, because they could have. Like, they had the potential
So
to.
close.
It was so doable.
I mean, obviously, we're only halfway through the first half here.
That's fair,
It's
but
midpoint.
But I think what we've
looking great.
what we've noticed is it's about how they're playing, right? It's not just the numbers that we've been concerned about. Even when Vision Strikers has been winning rounds on the former 2 maps, it felt a little different. But this time, Vision Strikers has all the control. They're setting the pace. They're actually almost drawing WGS in while WGS are the defenders.
Yep.
Look at this.
King has to set up. Oh no. Okay, we'll be able to exit safely. Now they're just spraying through the wall to try to get the finish here on the XPP. Already taking him down quite low, and yep, gets him there on the finish. iReady does manage to get a headshot onto Stax, but otherwise it is Ashira with an Ares and a Dream, which it seems like it's about to turn into a nightmare. They know exactly where he's at. He hears one, and Glow outduels him with a classic.
Okay, Vision Strikers is and look at Stax. He started to smile a little bit.
And when Stax is smiling, that is your sign to be concerned.
That they are running away with the wins they're getting on Haven, and it's very clear that Haven was just not as well prepared by WGS. They're changing things up every round, but without rhyme or reason, right? It's not like they're trying to react to what Vision Strikers has been doing. It's just, okay, maybe we go aggressive mid this time, right? And it almost feels like you're in a pug lobby and you're just kind of trying, throwing things at the wall and hoping something sticks, but nothing's been sticking so far for WGS.
Or, it also, kind of just feels like they put all of their time into just prepping for Split and Ascent.
Yeah.
Saying, like, we got to beat them there.
Yeah.
So let's just grind these 2 maps. Because, I mean, it's really easy to predict exactly what the draft is going to look like when it comes down to the maps, playing against Vision Strikers. So, RB, hello.
Misses an opportunity a little bit.
I somehow didn't notice, but doesn't get punished for it, so I guess it's fine. Han, however, does get rid of Glow over here at C-Long.
Oh man, Stax and XP just kind of ignoring each other as they rotate back around.
King gets the kill. So, pushing forward. Cam goes up. Takes a quick peek, and Boogie is right there. Clear out the Trailblazer. The showstopper not going to be going King's way, but it might not matter. Hashira finding a headshot onto RB. King falling. XPP gets rid of his S, but here comes Stax. All on his lonesome, gets the blind in, but it's got 30 health remaining. They're in onto the spike. Needs to stop it. They pull off of it.
Oh my
He clutches it! Gets 4! What a play!
Oh my gosh, Stax making it happen. You said it. When Stax is smiling, you got to be concerned. I mean, WGS had everything in their favor. Look at the whole team of Vision Strikers laughing. Stax is getting that morale back up. I mean, they talked about that in Stage 1, how he's kind of the guy that keeps them going, keeps them chill, gets them hyped up when they need to. And with that clutch, I mean, the momentum is entirely in Vision Strikers' hands. Oh, this feels so bad for WGS.
It seemed like that was the round to stop the bleeding, to finally, put that second win on the board, but now it's just starting to feel like Vision Strikers may just end up taking this, 10-2, 11-1,
And this is always that moment as like commentators, you just kind of feel really down because everything pointed to this being so intense going into map 3, and WGS is just falling apart as they have to face Vision Strikers on Haven at 7-1, and Vision Strikers does not show any signs of stopping. I mean, the economy, even if they lose a round, they're so comfortable.
Gets the blind.
Jim
Jimmy! He doesn't check the corner! Oh no.
You had information. What little information you could get with the agents you have.
Unreal. Han does manage to find one. iReady following up for a second. RB jumping in. The Seeker absorbing a few of those shots, I think. Otherwise, RB may have died. But still does manage to stay alive. Barely clears out the Seeker. Pushes the corner. Zest is the final blow. Hasha, however, managed to find one, and they finally do it.
Oh, goodness. Oh, man. I think if they lost that, especially after Jin Bung-yi taking that brutal mistake out by Garage, that would have almost spelled the end, at least for the half for sure. But they are able to stop it a little bit.
I mean, it's 3 more rounds in the half. If they can make this 5-7,
it's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
It's really not bad at all. And no matter how devastating the early rounds felt, if they can get to that point, I mean, I think they can definitely regroup. And right now, they're scraping, though, right? They're kind of all in every round, whatever they can get. They're going by with the Bulldogs again. And again, they worked with the Bulldogs last round. They made things happen. But we'll see. Vision Strikers knows that WGS continues to play a little aggressive. Might have a bit of a duel here. Out into C.
Yeah, Glow predicting that the Hawk was going to be coming through. Right on its way. Just gets that early turn to make sure that he doesn't get blinded. Does manage to turn and get the kill. Hunter's Fury now going to be coming out. Zest spotting once. Can't quite line up the second shot. RB around the back. Caught off guard. And Han with a great little lock on. There to King. Eliminates him. Zest coming around the corner now, going to be gone. And WGS, the wheels are turning. The spike is down, and it's Glow all on his lonesome in a 1v4.
Yeah, he's not in a great position. Of course, they know where the spike is. Garage kind of on lockdown by Hashira. Everyone else wondering. They know that Glow likes to lure.
And there it is. iReady with the Bulldog. Gets the kill. So 3 now for WGS. Is this the momentum swing? Can they just run out these next 2 rounds?
Yeah, I mean, this is suddenly just 180 from WGS. So they've turned things around entirely. iReady, of course, picked out that Vandal at the end of the previous round as well, so able to save up a bit more towards the future. So Han, the only one kind of heavily investing to get his whole setup going once again in round 11. But as we mentioned, 5-7 when you're on defense on Haven, not a bad place to be. I mean, obviously it's not anything to write home about, but you can easily go into that second round very confidently.
Speaking of confidence, Han with this lurk and
Oh!
Glow completely caught off guard. Now he'll snap back over towards the A site. Jin Bung-yi finds RB. This time he's holding down the garage doors. They're pushing in stacks, trying to trade him out. Doesn't take any damage, puts quite a bit in onto the Omen, but Jin Bung-yi gets to walk away and fight another day. The blind comes through from Han. Zest goes down, and WGS are starting to play the map.
What is going on? I mean, the first part of this half, King does pick up 1 kill, try to equalize things a little bit, but it's still a 2v4. Neural theft being used just to get all the information they can.
2v4, now 2v3 as Stacks is still alive. He's got 30 HP again. Can he clutch it?
Gosh.
He got 4 last time on 30 health.
I mean, Stacks is where you're putting all your eggs in for this map for sure if you're Vision Strikers. Now, they had all the information. C is... Oh my gosh.
They might actually be able to do it. The C site's completely unoccupied. They're over here on A. WGS, they're going to have to start responding to this.
Even still checking long in case they wrapped all the way around. Vision Strikers not taking any chances. I mean, all the intel they had told them C was clear, but they don't want to risk anything, and now they're just waiting.
I mean, they're 2 full HP members.
Oh boy.
Both members of Vision Strikers have taken damage. 89 here for King, 30 remaining for Stacks. The Cam, it'll get a bit of an early spot, but not super early. The dart goes in. Cam gets cleared.
Time.
They're playing around with this one. King, the first one to fall. Now it all comes down to Stacks. Can he do it? That's going to be 1. Can he actually make it happen? Again, the rocket comes out. There is the kill, but does he have the time? Sounds
Should
like
be
yes,
good.
he does.
Yep.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Okay, well, that one seemed a little risky off the back of King and Stacks trying to just pull the rest of their team forwards just a bit more in this first half. But WGS not going to let that happen. Now they're up to 4-7. So already looking much better than how this map started out.
Could be 8-4, could be 7-5. Either way, WGS running it back. This has been 3 consecutive rounds now in a, so we'll see if they can get this last one in the half. They're going to be all in on it, and Hasha, yeah, as you point out, does have an operator.
Yeah, just wanting to make sure that they can close this out with just one more win. Looking down A, there's the Cyber Cage.
Takes a shot, doesn't manage to get the hit. It seems like Vision Strikers are still going to fairly aggressively push up onto the site. It's already calling the rotation of XPP around. Tashira tries to get up into heaven.
Here come the Seekers.
Showstopper is out, lets it go. That's going to be the Astra gone. RB draws back down with the Vandal, manages to find a second kill, and Jinpungi will finally get the punish onto him. On arriving, throwing out these blind sides. Stave off the members of Vision Strikers. Spike now getting planted, 3v4. The attempted retake with limited utility remaining here. On blinded, Paranoia crashing through Link. Jinpungi looks to TP down into his smoke.
Oh.
Cess does get the kill, but Asher and Han on the entry manage to find 2. They even it up. Playing around the corner, Glow ready for 1. The other out in long. Blind not quite going to connect, but Glow's got the shot, and it's 8-4 in the half.
All right, so Vision Strikers still getting a bit of an edge here in that first half, but WGS, I mean, even on that retake, they had the right ideas, right? Their aim was a little bit off. The timing, I would say, in that 2v2 was a little bit off, but they still had the right idea. So I think they should still be confident enough to try to go in. It is going to be an uphill battle at 4 to 8, but again, it's not anything where you're devastated and demolished in that first half and you're not sure where to start. I mean, you can set the tempo here as you go in with the pistol round in this second half, and they have a composition that is very capable of doing so here on Haven.
This pistol round is so utterly important now for WGS. Basically allows them to, get within 2.
Yeah.
And then from there, I mean, they have been doing well overall in these rifle rounds.
Yeah, you can tell Vision Strikers not letting up any tension. They had a couple rounds where they could, kind of shake off a little bit of that maybe nerves coming through, which they don't really experience too often against a lot of these teams, but they're still zoned in. And honestly, I think Stacks showing up with his, usual self today really mattered, because if he wasn't able to clutch some of those rounds, this spelled a lot of trouble for Vision Strikers.
Yeah, and Stacks was somebody who was widely, kind of absent from the kill feed for the most part, I feel like in map 1 especially. A couple moments here and there, but wasn't putting on a performance like we are seeing right now from him, like we saw on Split. So it seems like he has, he's certainly woken up, but now pistols on board. Hashira going to be opting in for the Frenzy. Goes for Han, everybody else on Classics and half armor for the side of WGS. Only Glow with armor here for Vision Strikers as the boom bot does barely get cleared out in time. RB, however, finds the first kill as XPP will get dropped. Glow follows up for another. It's a decent amount of damage pushed out onto the members of Vision Strikers. So certainly not unwinnable.
Yeah, but you'd love to find one pick here. Hashira.
Spamming through the wall. Now making his way over towards B, and Han has already inched well up into A. RB spots Hashira.
See if Han can draw a bit of attention here, or maybe even catch Stacks.
Gets a kill, yeah. There's no such thing as catching Stacks.
Yeah, and King and Stacks are really stepping up this game, and King is another player that you often talk about where you don't see him too often on the kill feed, but that's because of who he's playing, right? He's playing that Sentinel holding down a site, but when he needs to get those kills, he is locked on for those headshots.
Oh, Trailblazer came around from the side. Gets that stun. At least did get the plant down, but Vision Strikers will take the pistol round yet again. Now 9-4.
Okay, so a bit iffy, right? Because you're assuming that this is going to go to 10-4. You did get the plant, as you mentioned, Achilleos, but WGS, they gotta. I think right now you just have to focus on what are you going to do when the rifle round comes around. You have to be prepared to just yoink that momentum out of Vision Strikers' hands and dominate how this map is going to be played. Show us what you've done in maps 1 and 2 and tell us how this composition plays when it's 3 sites, when you have so many of these angles.
Well, so far nobody has been able to win out the first 3 rounds. between these two teams.
Yeah.
Everybody has lost that third round when they're playing SMGs into rifles. So, but I mean, look at what we have right now from WGS. They're going in with SMGs right now. It's going to be Singers and a Sheriff.
Oh my.
So they are feeling the pressure, and they want to try to catch Vision Strikers off guard right here, right now. A couple shots going through. RB chunked out to 83. But, I mean, Sky.
Yes.
So, not going to be doing too much.
You start to hear that gunfire, though. So Vision Strikers knows.
Han's gone.
Some aggression is coming. Han down again.
Cannot afford for that to happen. Nade out as they try to make their way here onto the C site. Glow is going to be lurking behind at long. Jinbungi with a very nice shot. Does find King. Oh, man, he's ready for it. Great omens think alike, and he completely shuts him down. XPP playing way too close up to Zest for him to be able to get the aim lined up. Does fall, and suddenly it's just RB, and this forced buy from WGS seems to have paid off. Then again,
It is RB.
it is RB.
Oh,
What? Showstopper not going to get the kill. RB moving forward. He knows exactly where Jinbungi is at. Shots coming in though. Hashira has the wraparound, and while it is a bit more costly than WGS would like, they do get the forced victory.
Yeah, I mean, they also, draw out that early showstopper, so you don't have to worry about that for a little bit.
Very true.
Because if he got that kill, that would have turned things right back around. WGS would be down in the dumps with their creds. Their economy would not be anything to look at. But for them to make that work, and they had already let Vision Strikers know, right, as they were trying to push through Garage, what they had bought. They gave them the information, but the two pickoffs from Jinbungi with that Sheriff. The Sheriff doing work today in this matchup overall.
It really is. And this is going to be one of those funny situations where, like, if WGS wins out on this, we get a second rifle round because they'll still have the SMGs, and then Vision Strikers are going to buy. Oh, okay. Han.
I think Han definitely feels a little bit more lost than in the first two maps in terms of where he wants to strike with that Yoru.
Nade into the back to try to clear it. Glow falling low, and somehow Hashira does not die. Now the wraparound from Long. Jinbungi gets the kill, and things continue to look very good now for WGS. King from the back of sight. It's a nice shot in. Jinbungi pushing through. Finds RB. Now will plant the spike. 2v3 in the attempted retake. And WGS are well aware of exactly where everybody is at on Vision Strikers as he just sprays through the smoke for 4 kills. Huge plays for Jinbungi. 9-6 now. WGS, they keep the ball rolling.
This is looking very promising for WGS. And this is with Han not able to give as much impact as he did in the first two maps, right? Not really throwing Vision Strikers for an entire loop. Seems like Stax has his number, and yet the rest of WGS work off of that. They're not dealing with Stax anymore on whichever site they're striking, and they are able to pull things off, and now they're moving on to those Vandals. They've still got Spectres a little bit. Meanwhile, Vision Strikers, of course, going with the full rifles.
I mean, that was basically Han being AFK, and they still managed to get it. Could have disconnected from that round, and the result would have been the same.
Stax kind of suspecting that someone might have pushed up a little bit here.
Might not be suspecting that he's sitting on top of the stack here at Long. Han, though.
RB's not suspecting it.
Yeah, he is not looking this way at all. But, as we say that, Han,
man.
just uncertain of which way to look.
Han wasn't really looking anywhere where he could have gotten a kill unless... I guess the furthest on the other side of the wall, maybe he would have had an angle, but...
I think he was worried about Stax pushing up from short again, so he was watching that side.
Goodness.
And then this time it's RB just pushing from long, so he just gets punished instantly. But if the last round told us anything, it means that WGS will win this one.
That is the hope that WGS has, is that it didn't seem to matter, as sad as it is to say, for Han. Ooh, a teleport up into heaven.
Yeah, but can they get the rest of the team moved up? Ashira finds RB, just placing him out of short. Stax, however, equalizes, hides behind the box, trying to wait for that to expire. The daze goes away, and Stax manages to come up with another kill, and King will close it out. 10-6, Vision Strikers taking another step towards maintaining their record.
And that should just not have happened in that way whatsoever. They had the 2v1 wraparound as he was forced out off of that daze. They should have been able to trade that at least quicker so you could turn around and take out King as well, but takes too long with the Spectre. King picks up both kills.
Yeah, Han just really awkward positioning there. It's just back and forth from short to long,
Yeah.
and then it just isn't angled at all to look down that way.
I almost feel like Han is currently just kind of left alone to do as he wishes. The rest of the team just kind of working off of different set plays because he's not really being cohesive with the rest of the team as we've seen before, right? They had some amazing blindside setups.
Somebody's got to get him on the leash.
Yeah, gets taken down again.
Yeah, he's this rabbit. He's going crazy. They got to get him under control. Dead again off the bat. See him just kind of like, leaning on his arm right there. Watching the team play. WGS holding on now by a thread. Rifles are in, but I mean, you can see the economic hurt here. Jin Bung-yi, half armor, no armor for Hashira. Making his way forward. Spot Glow. XPP does manage to find stacks. Seeker's going to be coming through. The nade gets chucked around the corner.
Oh, RB gonna still hang around A, but looking for a potential rotate to B.
Hashira dead.
Oh no.
Showstopper, point blank. Oh, it goes right past him. A major whiff there.
Oh my.
They do manage to spot him out. I'm ready. Dead. Jin Bung-yi gets the Vandal back out, gets the kill, makes it a 2v2. As XPP stops Zest from advancing through the dark cover, and now it all comes down to King with 89 HP to try to bring them one step closer to a forced OT at the very least, if not victory. Spots him on the corner. They press back out. King finds one. He gets both of them! 3 on the round! King, he stopped moving. I think maybe he couldn't believe it himself. The defuse will come in, and Vision Strikers move it 11-6.
What are you playing at, King? Baiting out the trades one by one, not allowing them to pinch on him at the same time. This guy's movement, his aim, King is really kind of that last stop for Vision Strikers. If everyone falls down, he's the last guard, and he always pulls through. That was insane.
Yeah, I can't believe that he pulled it off, especially after the catastrophic showstopper that we saw there from RB, but he just played it perfectly, just swiveling instantly to get that third kill. Now Vision Strikers, just one more round will lock them in for an OT, and this is a full Sheriff round here for the side of WGS.
We have one Stinger on XPP, but I don't really know what that's going to do for you when the rest of your team is all on Sheriffs as well. WGS desperately needs such a long way.
Is he prepared for the lurk? Well, he kind of was, but unfortunately couldn't line it up. Doesn't even get a shot off onto Glow. Ready, pushing the corner. A little bit of a delayed reaction there from RB, and he gets him through the wall. What an incredible wall bang from I'm Ready. Tries to break open the A site. Now the Seeker is going to be thrown out by Stacks from A. Chasing forward, and the spike's going to be rotated around, but Glow spots out XPP and drops it to the ground. Han back into the game. Does manage to find a kill as Glow gets tagged up. Gets the dink onto Hashira, taking him down to 47 HP.
This is doable. They know that C is open. They know that's where Glow came from. King does pick up Ready, so they're already on the rotate all the way through attacker's spawn. Han a bit late trying to catch someone.
I was going to say, he's got to go for the mask. He's got to try to spot this out.
Oh my gosh, I don't
Spike
think he's
is
gonna
planted all the way into the back of the site. He's pressing forward, but he's not going to be able to find King. Snaps over here onto the B site. King throws up the cam. Han clears it. They have to be ready for Stacks. Stacks finds one. The rocket not going to connect. Doesn't get the damage. He swaps out the guns. Looks for the kill. He cannot do it. The defuse will be there. And Vision Strikers,
man,
12-6. WGS now need to win 6 straight rounds to take us into overtime. Otherwise, Vision Strikers will walk away victorious.
This is Vision Striker. This is Vision Strikers. Even when you think they're faltering, they've got those key members, and now it's starting to look like, you know, 1 or 2 players really keeping them, you know, from falling any further behind as they try to keep that lead. Now 12-6 match point here, set point, match point for Vision Strikers. And I mean, that was the round where Han came back online. They were making things happen. I mean, I'm ready with that wall bang through, gets the headshot. And Glow getting taken out as well, but they were just a little rushed when they had to defend that site. And most unfortunately, obviously, the dimensional drift not really getting any confirmed information was fatal for them.
Cam out spots one. King just, ooh, man, flicking over onto Hashira. Crucial member to lose. Granted, anybody at this point is a crucial member to lose. Doesn't garner any information. Barely offers up any damage onto King.
Yeah, and Vision Strikers, I mean, you see them playing the cubby on C-Long here. They're making sure that they can't be denied out completely from any one site.
Well, scouting. Jinboogie pushing the corner. This time is ready for it. Finds Zest. It's going to be looking to teleport across into their spawn. Finishes this up, but yeah, okay. Snaps back. So now Glow should be ready for him to be back here in the cubby. He's going to continue to inch up. It seems like this might be a swap over onto the C site, but that's really throwing a wrench in it. 2 members left as Vision Strikers look to put the final nail in the coffin. 2v4. He lines it up. XPP is gone. Jinboogie manages to find one, but needs to do so much more work. The turn in. Jinboogie! He finds 4! He needs the ace! Can he actually pull it off? It's just him versus RB. 20 seconds remaining. The spike not yet planted. Has to make it up onto the site. This would be absolutely incredible from him. He scouts it out. He's going to be waiting, running the clock down lower and lower. Listening for any inkling of where RB could be at. Tries to get a shot. He cannot make it happen. RB shuts down his hopes of the clutch, his hopes of the ace, and WGS's hopes of taking down Vision Strikers for being the first ones to defeat them. It does not happen.